All right, awkward start. How's it going, everybody? Thought I'd be cool and do a bong hit to start. Bad idea. Went a little big on the old Bon Jovi. Sorry. All right. George, what's up, my man? Derek, how are you? Hello, Just Stevo. Carol Collins, I will do my best, darling. Top bow. You know, I don't even know what I'm doing sometimes, guy. Nobody does. Maybe I'll play a tune to start off and lighten the mood a little. James Marshall Hendricks, famous American guitar player, died at the age of 27. Truly a tragedy. We never got to see what would he become. He just was, he was rough. Hi, Sammy Cat. Cup of tea. Oh, that's a good question. Cypher can answer that. Hey, that's life, but not as we know it. But Jimmy, man, we lost him too young. He might not have lived to be old and gray, but I'd have liked him see him make it to his 50s, jamming with Clapton, Stevie Winwood. They could have had some fucking jams. But anyways, stand up next to a mountain, I chop it down with the edge of my hand. Stand up next to a mountain, chop it down with the edge of my hand. Well, I'll pick up all the pieces and make it out again, and I might even raise the sand. Yeah. Child, yeah. Miss Jimmy, man. Never got to see him, never got to really miss him, but I missed Jimmy. That's one. I never obviously even had a chance. He was dead before I was born, sadly. Man, that just gets the blood flowing. Awkward playing it on an acoustic. I really want to be, with my double humbucker black Strat with a Marshall stack behind me. That's how it should be. I'm so white privileged, you fucker. Not at all. Mr. Kill C1. All right, that's Scythe, but not as we know it. Get Agrippa. What's up, dude? Yeah, it is. Nice one, Martin. Anyone's watching who's not familiar with who I'm talking to, at the bottom of the YouTube screen, I believe it says live chat. You click on that, and then you'll see the sidebar chat. These are all the people who are live chatting with me, the show right now. So make sure you click on that. And then in addition to that, you actually want to switch from top chat to live chat so you can actually see all the swears, because the default chat is going to be top chat. So you want to be on the live chat so you get to see, when, who knows here, maybe Topple swears or something in the on the sidebar. It won't come up unless you're set on the proper settings. So, Alan, how you doing, bro? Little margarita, beautiful couple of days we have here. Sammy Cat saying hi to my wife. Hi, wife. Been just gorgeous lately. So, thanks for being here, everybody. We've had a interesting week. You know, the media right now is covering one thing and one thing only. I'm sure it's like that in the UK. It started in 2019 and it ain't going away. You can say bad words, Topple, but only people who are clicked on the live chat will see this bad words. I think anything from piss and above in swear level won't come out on the top chat. But I can't see the YouTube channel. I'm watching this through StreamYard, so you guys will have to tell me. Although I've been on that side many a time. It's a fun place to be. But yeah, anyways, good evening. Started a half hour late today. Needed a little time. No, you won't be censored. Just some people won't see it if they don't know how to click on the live chat. I had just spent the day at my bro's house with this pool and my family, my sister, her kids. My dad came up from Florida. It was nice. It was good to hang with him. He's healthy. He's up there in the years, but he's a very healthy guy, very active. So for benders, yeah. Top chat is for benders or for people who have no idea what the hell they're doing. Like a buddy of mine was watching the show, and just a couple weeks ago or last week, he says, "Who the fuck are all the people you're talking to? What is this? What am I missing?" I'm like, dude, I've been doing this thing for like almost 2 years. I don't even know, over a year, and he has never seen the side chat. So some people just don't know, you know. I assume there's people out there who think if they click on live chat, they're going to be on screen all of a sudden, which is not the case at all. You won't be on screen until you click the link, which is in the description below, I believe. And I can always put it here in the chat. It should be the same. I hope, if I did it right. Yeah, thanks, Alan. I always get a little... not playing live enough in front of people anymore. So, you know, it's always the first song when you play live. Does it really, Last Dance? I don't know. I didn't do the Facebook thing, man. But like I was just saying, when you play live music, which I've played a lot of live music with a few different bands in front of people, the first song is always the jitter song. You want to play something, you know, an easy cover, nothing technical, because you want to get the butterflies out. So for me here, I play half of the first song. So I'm always like, you know, trying to just fucking power my way through the nerves. But it's good to get a little adrenaline rush going start of the show. Yeah, so whatever. Yeah, there you go, wife. So anyways, yeah, interesting week. We don't have to get into the Oh, I thought you said FB as in Facebook. All right, I got you. Right. FBI. Yeah. They wouldn't have anything to see here. It would be a boring investigation because we don't really do anything besides talk shit, you know. So, let me just get my door opened here, which I have to do at the same time every day. Which looks like I have the sun coming out of that room right now. If anyone's familiar with The Simpsons, yeah, I have the Aurora Borealis in my kitchen. It's an obscure episode. But yeah, here we go, Topple. You're right. Things are getting going. A guy I follow on Twitter who's not that good, Jonathan T. Gilliam, I think he was a SEAL or something, Navy SEAL or something, which I do respect that side of him. Of course, American hero, but a couple weeks ago he's predicting lockdowns will be starting soon. So Larry and Creature in the house. What's up, guy? I don't know if lockdown's going to be starting soon, but we never really called it lockdown over here. We called it, what did we call it? I don't remember, but I still had to go to work. So nothing changed for me. It's when they shut the schools, quarantine, something. I don't remember. Yeah, in the service industry, sometimes we have to wear masks. I don't know about anyone else here. Maybe Topple if he has to enter an occupied unit or something, or if I have to rent it. We both are service guys. If you have to go into somebody's house and you have to have a mask handy, you ask them outside, would you prefer if I mask up? In that situation, some of them say, yeah. Most of them say no, and they just stay across the room, which is great. Tyrannical Steve, that's funny. A cup of tea. Shutdown? Yeah, maybe. Smokesteve wife, what did they call it here when we had the 2 months of everything shut down? And you made a lot of bagels with the kid and other various baked goods. When all the bread flour and shit sold out, that's right. Everyone was baking. There's no fucking flour left, no baking powder. It was craziness. No yeast. You had to order yeast on like Amazon. Supermarkets were sold out. Funny, everybody was doing the same things. Making cocktails. I got into that side of it. Cool. The baking, toilet paper, yeah, that was ridiculous, man. I don't even know why that started. Oh, Leaf, cool. Interesting. It's going to be a lot weaker. Tasty. Right. Easier to get heroin than yeast, and heroin and 2x4s weighed the same and cost the same. No, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, building material went up really high. No way. You have to know drinks, dude. Really good drinks. I mean, if you don't like those particular cocktails, Martin, then that's fine. That's your opinion. But I made them according to current standards, dude. Like classic cocktail standard: margarita, tequila, orange curacao, lime juice. No other shit in there. Yeah, wood is crazy high. What else, Martin? Between the Sheets was a fine cocktail, but that's cool. You don't have to like them. I don't expect everybody would. And in a way, that's why I stopped, because I don't think it was a huge hit. So I was kind of like, well, I'm not going to waste time with it if it's not something people want. Fuck it, I don't care. Not my goal in life to make drinks on YouTube. It's just trying to add a little something to the show, a little production, but I know it was still lame. Oh, thanks, man. Well, I can't tell. I can't see sarcasm on. There's no sarcasm font, Martin. Sorry, buddy. No, he hurt my feelings. I'll never make a cocktail again on camera. That's it. Thanks, Marty. Just kidding. Here, let's add our friend Cypher this. What's up, dude?
Hey, I like that last joke. Going pretty good.
Yeah,
my eyes are starting to go haywire from studying. I procrastinated once again, and I'm going to have a Sunday that's just slammed. I'll keep the Olympics on. I'm just loving. I don't know how you are, Smokesteve, with athletics anymore, but I'm still. I'm almost addicted to watching them when they're at Olympic level quality. It's all elite people. There's none of this Piker Joe bullshit, going on. It's really top level, and I'm just loving it.
Any standout events yet? Any good competition?
Well, I'm loving the swimming. They're doing the heats, and they're going to do a final or two this evening at 8:00. The soccer, both the men's and women's, soccer. Everybody else in the world calls it football. It's doing good.
Yeah, our ladies tanked, man.
Yeah, that first against Sweden. Yeah, so that was pretty weird. Well, they beat the hell out of, I think it was New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they did well there, and good enough. And let's see what else is happening. The gymnastics has been going on, and I've lost my interest in gymnastics for the most part. I like the women's gymnastics, but they were showing a lot of men's gymnastics. Like, those guys will do good with Cirque du Soleil, but I'm not interested in watching them compete. I want to see them perform.
There's no grace. I mean, the men aren't graceful. They're pure power. I mean, when they're on when they're doing the flips and shit, they're spinning so quickly you can't even really see how many twists and flips they're doing.
All those 5'5" to 5'7" powerhouses,
Right.
I once got my ass kicked by a gymnast. Me and about four or five other swimmers. We were coming back in Tiger Town, in Baton Rouge at LSU, and this is 1971 story, maybe early 70. I think it had to be 71. It was before the season started, and I was drinking pretty badly at that point. That was before I got my sobriety going on, and we had come back from basically an X-rated theater. We were just drunk and, being dicks. And these two guys on a bike, one guy was carrying a bike, turned out to be an LSU gymnast. And, we sort of jawed at them, and they started jawing back. And next thing you know, they're challenging us to a fight. And I'm to this day, I'm just sort of disgusted. There was another swimmer who was about 6'3". And he was just a massive guy. I mean, very powerful guy. And he was ready to go. And we're going 2 on 2. And let's go, Doug. His first name was Doug. Doug. Where is that? That's in the Thor Ragnarok. You remember Doug and new Doug and Doug. That was part of it. No. Yeah, Thor Ragnarok is great. But anyway, long story short, Doug just stopped walking with me towards the two guys. So it's me walking towards the two guys, and goddamn Jim has probably jumped from 10 feet away on top of me and punched me a few times. And I got a real good hold on him. And then everybody broke. It was not a long fight. I mean, it was I just grabbed him, and I was strong, but I wasn't a fighter. I was never a fighter. Right. And, they pulled him off of me, and I mean, my nose was just bloodied to hell. That guy got a few good punches on me.
No broken nose?
No, not a broken nose. Good. Just bloodied it real good. One of those stories I shouldn't tell on myself, but might as well.
Is Doug still alive?
Yeah, actually, I don't communicate with him, but I peruse all over the place on Facebook and YouTube, and I found there was a reunion where you can go back and go onto the LSU football field. You can't do it anymore because of the fucking pandemic, but every year they had a letterman. Anybody who lettered, and I lettered, but anybody who lettered on an LSU varsity team could go onto the field. And he went to a game and was had a little bit of footage of him and pictures of him with other swimmers, at a swim team reunion. So it's pretty cool. I don't, if the pandemic calms down, I'm starting to get more and more involved in going back to my historical friends and historical connections. I'm time's not real short. I think I've got at least another 15 years of life, hopefully 20. Good. But time's a little shorter than it was, and I'm starting to get sentimental, about things. And
yeah, I hear you.
I'm going to go back. But anyway, the Olympics. What else is going on?
I can't wait for track and field. I got to say, I love the 100, 200, and 400. Those are just fabulous.
Pure athletics. Pure athletics.
I mean, I ran the 400, and my best time I think was around 106. So
really,
it's not that good.
No, I thought it'd be faster.
I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was.
Yeah, you went under a minute. I'm sure you did.
I thought it was.
You went under. Well, I mean, what age were you when you did it? High school?
Yeah.
Yeah, 16, that's possible. 17. Yeah, it's possible in high school that might be how you went. But
so the world record is like 50 seconds, 49. Is that right?
it's even lower than that. I think.
No kidding, huh?
I think it's in the 45, 44 level.
So they're running on 4 11-second 100s. That's insane. To do a 400 in that time. Yeah. Because when you see the guys finish the 100, how gassed they are. Imagine doing
Yeah.
that 4 times
Yeah,
without stopping.
someone on the sidebar Google that and see if I'm full of it or not. I could be, you know, but
Yeah.
I might be thinking yards. I didn't think they even ran 400 yards, but that might be
Is
what
it
I'm.
meters in the Olympics? It is, right?
Yeah,
So that'd
meters
be
or meters.
440 or so yards. Yeah.
Yeah. That's about a meter. Yeah, per yard.
So
Meter, not a meter per
the
yard.
World Championships, they
Tenth of-
run in meters as well.
I think so.
But the U.S. track and field, they would do just obviously in SAE.
I don't. You know, those are good questions, and I don't know the answers. I thought that almost everything in track and field was meters now.
Okay, I didn't realize.
You know?
Maybe they switched over. Wow, 43. Yeah. That's freaking crazy, dude.
Is it right? Yeah.
And
they're animals. You know, they are pure, you know, athletic specimens. Almost all of them. That they're at that elite level.
Yeah, the relay Martin brings up here, a great event. All in the pass. If they get a smooth pass, you can shave so much time off. Guys, fuck up the pass, and it's
4x400, Martin, or 4x100. You like the 4x400? Those are cool. I like the longer races. You know, I'm partial to the 800 and the mile. You know, I like those. There was that one way back in, I want to say it was 76. We had the guy wore a hat, and I don't remember his name. He was real slender, about 6'1" or 2, and he had a kick where he was about 6th place coming off the last turn, and that sucker just jetted and won a gold medal, and it was like a miraculous, you know, kick, you know, to final kick on it, and so it was crazy. The men's volleyball right now has been going on, you know, and that's pretty good.
Once again, I'm more into the ladies, not for the way they look. It's just slower. It's easier to watch. And they are women. I'm not going to lie, but I do some sports. I just prefer to watch women doing it. Gymnastics, volleyball. You know.
I mean, regarding women, my last name should be Ass Man. I mean, to be honest, because every event. I mean, I'm just going. Oh,
right.
They're all beautiful. Fun. They're all beautiful. You want to? I mean, and I'll just do a little bit of puffery here, but the best, you know, young woman that I ever was with was a track athlete, and oh my gosh, you know, the sheer. I mean, I was just so impressed. I mean, I was like outclassed. I mean, I was athletic to a degree, but I was somewhat fucked up, as you guys know. Thank you. Yeah. Erratic, I think, would be a good word. And she was just solid. And you know, I made a pass at her, you know, during my pool business, you know, that I was running, and boy, she went for it. You know, okay, we'll have a go.
Off to the races.
Yeah, yeah. I won a gold medal one night.
No, I mean, I said that. I said I do watch them because it's like the way they look. I'm not going to lie, but there's also there's a little more to it than that, you know. It's just the gymnastics is far more appealing with women doing it. Swimming, I prefer watching the guys, because when Phelps was destroying people like a fucking dragon slayer, that was epic, dude. I mean,
when you work with pure hydrodynamics, I mean, what's hydro? Yeah, water dynamics, and the way that power is applied in the swimming strokes, it's totally different, you know, series of athletic functions than any of the land sports, and I enjoy it too. And I enjoy, you know, there's a guy from University of Florida has like 4 or 5 men on a relatively small men's team, like maybe a 15-man men's team, you know, for the swimming, you know, Olympian team. And one of them is Caleb Dressel, and he's in a 50-yard race at NCAA's, and I think it was 2018, maybe 2017. He beat everybody by right at a second for 50 yards. And that, you know, you think about a sprint. I mean, it's just
that one down, one back.
One down, one back, and
okay.
You know, he his starts and turns are like they make everybody else's starts and turns look like age group swimmers. It's just incredible what he's done in terms of power. And he's got these real cool full sleeve tattoo that's got
cool.
Got eagles and
that is rare. You never see that on
and
swimmers. They're all fucking pasty white, or usually, Right, let me just quickly add in our buddy Last Dance.
Hey guys, how you doing?
How are you, man?
pretty good.
All right.
Bloody Mary.
I was
Hello.
outside hacking away at unwanted plant life in the backyard.
Do you have crazy rain this year, Last Dance? Have you had crazy rain?
Crazy meaning none, almost. It's been very
really
dry. Yeah.
We've had insane rain here. The weeds are growing like weeds, like crazy. It's unbelievable. Like every week they're up 3 feet, and
I'll buy some of your rain. You can have some of our drop.
Yeah, we're getting just soaked here. It's weird. A lot of strange weather systems. You get the wind comes off the land, which would be a westerly wind, and it's fucking 95. Then it switches and the wind comes off the ocean and it's 72. And that can, when that switches like that, that change of the wind, obviously that's when that transition causes rain.
Yep.
We've been getting that switch so frequently that we've been getting, I don't know.
There's a big disturbance off the East Coast right now that's got a 60% chance of turning into a subtropical system, and it's going to probably come back in towards South Florida and not affect us too much. But yeah, we've been having, I like to call the patterns like the old Florida, because there was an old Florida weather pattern, and maybe I was just aware of it, where every afternoon, the storms would come in. And we have systems like that are happening pretty regularly. We have a lot of rain going on, which is good. We had some over the years. We've had a few, semi-drought years where the firefighters are just taxed to the max. They get used and abused out there fighting fires because lightning starts them, and there's not enough to rain to put them out.
Yeah, my dad said, pardon me real quick, that they've down in the Venice area, they've had the red tide starting up, which they haven't had in a couple of years. That sucks. Fish start dying and shit. And
yeah, St. Pete had a real bad red tide event. They actually sent a couple of million, maybe 4 million down there from the state to assist in recovery from it. I was once way back at a swim meet in St. Pete when a red tide was coming in, and it's the worst stink, that you can imagine. It's horrible stink.
Do they have advance warning of it?
I don't think they did. I don't know exactly how red tide. I don't know all the details about how red tide.
It does slowly build up. They take measurements and you'll start to get the beach closure here, and they start getting more and wider, the beach closures, the coastline extends. It's
a toxic algae, right?
Yeah, it's a bloom. So
there's another type of toxic bloom that would actually sting your eyes. I live on the river, which is about not quite a mile away from the beach. And, we didn't get the stinging of the eyes, but I went over to a restaurant in one of my, Chamber of Commerce leads group. We decided to go to a restaurant, which was about, 200 yards away from the beach. And you had to just almost, keep your eyes shut, and when we got we were in the restaurant, it was stinging our eyes, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Just from the evaporated
spores, I think.
Mist. Yeah,
the spores that come off of it, I think.
And it's only happened one time. I've lived here for 11 years, and I've done business here for almost 20 years. In the New Smyrna area, and it only happened one time. But whatever it is, somebody could look it up. What kind of algae bloom stings your eyes?
It is the red tide that does that.
Is it?
Yeah, my brother. I've had a lot of people that live down there have told me about that, but I don't want to get into that. I'm backing up, getting backed up down below, boys. Hey, Martin.
Hey, it's Martin.
What's up?
Martin, you look older with your hat on, I gotta tell you.
Plastic.
Who's that young man?
Right. That's young Marty, and there's Sir Martin.
Old man?
Sir Martin.
Those are mirrors, Rick Kerr. If you're talking about what's behind me, on my, let's see, what side would that be? This would be my right side. You're looking at it as though it's my left. Hey, Martin.
How are we all doing? All right.
Rick Kerr was saying, "Do I need plaster board for the partitions?" And they're mirrors. They're not partitions.
Is that on the? Because I'm confused. I'm sort of watching it on YouTube, but I've got it on.
It looks like a window, George. I always thought if you reach out your right hand and put it up, those things behind your right hand, I thought was the windows.
It's mirrors.
That's a wall? Okay.
Yeah, it's a wall with mirrors on it.
Well,
I thought it was like a whole window. I didn't know what
we all know why he's got mirrors in his lounge, don't we?
Mirrors in the lounge.
It's got those skinny mirrors. You look real thin in those. What are they? They're like 12 inches wide. So you probably look like 180.
So he can see her face.
If I had a regular lover, we could use them, but I don't. So I just sort of, take a little hand mirror and see if I'm ready, presentable to go out when I do go out, and say, okay, I can go out.
I see.
Sometimes I'm not presentable. I have to use the lint, roller and adjust things.
Cat hairs.
Cat hair all over, regularly, all the time.
Are you linty?
Linty and got cat dander and hairs all over me.
Yeah, you're lucky. I have the allergies to cats pretty bad. So
yeah, me too.
I can't do them.
Back in the chair. She blends in with the chair real well, but she's back. Where am I?
Yeah, Larry and Creature. And speaking of Englishmen, here's another one. Mr. Biscuit.
Hello, Biscuit.
The
celebrity,
the famous Biscuit Bay.
World famous. That was. I couldn't believe you made it, dude. You didn't say anything.
It was great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Things like that are why Twitter exists. Okay. Let us know, bro.
Not that we're complaining too loudly.
No, it was
the
cool.
Best part was a secret.
It was a surprise. You're right. No, I take it. I take it very cool, man.
Well, you were a good addition, I have to say. You improved the airtime.
What was the journey? How far was it about for you?
It was about. It would have normally took 2 hours on the train.
Okay.
However, I missed both trains, so it took 4.5 hours.
Oh no,
man!
Oh no!
So did you miss Stephen Englander's show, or did you catch it?
No. I went really early.
Okay. So you spent
I had time for 6 hours of sleep before the show.
in the studio?
No,
on the train.
In the hotel.
Oh, you got a hotel.
Yeah,
Oh.
as soon as I got to the hotel, because it was that hot, I just stripped all my clothes off, laid on bed for half an hour to just recondition myself, drag myself into the shower, because I think I got a bit of heat stroke on the way there.
That long a travel is
Did they pay for the hotel?
Tax you. Did
what?
Did they pay for the hotel?
No, I paid for it.
Oh, right. I was just saying,
Quick hotel question, because I'm always digging for international information. Did the hotel have air conditioning in the room?
No, they had
mama!
They had a small window that was barely open.
Small window, dude.
It had a wire on it, so you could only open it so far.
Everyone in America.
We don't have aircon over here, Steve.
When we go into hotel rooms over here, you put the AC on high, and you get that thing like a walk-in freezer, dude. That's part of the glory.
Right.
You're not paying for it, so fuck it, you know.
Right.
I was only talking to a friend of mine earlier, right, and he was saying about how he'd been thinking about putting it in, but it's very expensive for just 1 week of the year.
Yeah.
Well,
you know, it's
Biscuits' estimation was 10% of the year, which we could say that's about 35, 36 days. Would you say that many days you would use AC, Martin? That's say half of July, half of August.
Well, yeah, Yeah, maybe. Yeah,
All right,
but I don't know
so-
how much that would cost to put in, and I don't know how much.
A window unit in your bedroom is all you need.
My mate was saying that instead of not sleeping from the heat, he'd be not sleeping because he'd just be thinking about how much money had been spent on this aircon.
Yeah. I mean,
It's not worth it in this country.
Well, you don't not sleep when you heat your house, so why should you not sleep when you air condition your house?
Yeah,
It's all about your comfort.
yeah, but it doesn't. If you're only going to use it for 2 weeks of the year, it maybe doesn't justify.
No, I understand.
They have so many, AC units that are very affordable. They're not even window units. They're, you might know about those, Smokesteve. They're just standalone units that
you put a pipe out the window instead.
It's just not a thing over here. Maybe it's like a bit more of a cultural thing. It's just not a thing. People don't have aircon, do they?
I've noted that the contiguous, we talked about this a year or so ago, the contiguous United States, Maine, is the northernmost part of the contiguous, apart from, Alaska's not part of the 48 states,
right.
But the southernmost part of UK is more north than the northern too many Bloody Marys, northernmost part of the United States. So yeah, it wouldn't be a thing too often, but I was reading on Twitter, all of you guys were complaining about the heat. It's like, God damn, you got to have AC,
We do have one option.
That's just because we're just whining bastards, isn't
it? Oh, I know about that.
We do have one option that'd work quite well for us. And that's to hire a standalone unit.
Oh, you can rent them.
Just for the few weeks that it's the hottest of the year.
Now
that's what hire means.
That would be a good business. That'd be a good business.
Yeah, but it's
a few quid there, wouldn't you? Yeah,
you have to have other things because that would be feast or famine,
It would be all concentrated in one time, wouldn't it?
My dad used to work for a tool hire business, plant equipment, and they had like 5 to 6 aircon units that they could rent out to people, and heaters as well, gas heaters.
Oh, you got to be careful with those. Those are for only job sites with open walls and shit. Because
I know.
Carbon monoxide. You don't want to put a gas heater in a house.
You can use them in tin shed garages as well.
Yeah, like a salamander that almost sounds like a small jet. Those things kick ass, man. But you will die if you run them inside.
A small jet.
Yeah.
You're not going to sleep with that. You're not going to sleep with that.
I'm not on about those. I'm on. These are like they're about size of a small fridge. They've got a little like ceramic heater on the front, and you have a gas bottle inside at back.
Okay, cool.
But they are safe to use indoors.
Yeah,
you have to have a window open, obviously.
So how's things over there, gents, in the big US of A? What's going down?
If you watch the news, they're going to tell you we're at the beginning of another crisis. But hey, life seems pretty good here. I'm happy. Weather's nice. Everyone is healthy.
Good. Yeah, our region's good. Florida's good.
There's problems, but locally probably in all of our own worlds, we're all like, they're ringing the alarms, but I don't feel as nervous about the whole thing. I feel like I think we're going to be okay. It's
almost more like a flu, situation now rather than a death, an imminent death, situation when someone gets, COVID. They're not. I think that the medical care is more refined and they have more tools to, medically and pharmaceutically to help the sufferers.
As well as just the technique, because they've dealt with it now.
Right.
I got a news notification today that in UK with our daily infections are for the 4th day in a row are falling.
Ours have shot way up.
So that's a good bit of good,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
good news for UK.
Yeah.
But I mean-
yours have gone up, have they?
Here,
They have, but the deaths haven't gone up as much as the.
but they have, but not on the same scale. Deaths are going up here, but infections are here. But here in Massachusetts, let's say the average positive test result, say 1 month ago, was like, say, around 0.7. So this past week, it was 1.1 of all tests were coming in as positive. So there was a fair increase, but once again, like we just discussed, the severe hospitalizations are lower because the way that the vaccine thing worked was a lot of young people didn't get it, and a lot of the young people are the ones getting sick and getting tested now. But the truth of the matter is a lot of vaccinated people would probably test positive but aren't having any symptoms. So as the governor in this state just said, we've got to stop testing so many people here, just the sick ones, like no reason to fuck somebody all up if they're not sick. That's one way of thinking,
Well,
like,
I think
if you're not sick, you're not sick, right? Sorry.
yeah.
The sidebar is getting cute.
Pelvic thrusting, you say? Why, that's a great idea.
Yes, cool you right off.
I haven't just woke up, but I am very tired.
Wait a second. Sorry. I see the head lingering down and below. All right, wait a second. We've got a CNN reporter coming in here.
We'll get to bed, you.
Okay.
We'll get to bed.
I can only see the YouTube thing. All I can see is Biscuit Vapes has just woke up, and then someone else has put he's got bed hair.
That's just my messy hair. I like it.
That's how it always is.
Hey, it's not me. Hey, don't shoot the messenger, man. I'm just.
I know. I saw it.
All right, here we go. Brother of Mario Cuomo, Chris Cuomo here from CNN. Liberal reporter.
Yeah, there he is.
What's
He
going
comes up
on?
with good names.
What's
Hey,
up,
man,
guy?
it's going good.
How you doing?
CNN Vid
You got your
21.
mask ready? Y'all
What's
got
that?
Your mask, you got your mask ready?
Yeah, I got masks. I hate it.
Oh my God! Tell me we're not doing that again.
Where's the Dutchman? We need to talk about this.
It's late there for him, but if he's watching, he'll pop up in like 2 seconds after we mention his name, Duke. But I have a feeling we won't see him.
He's not Dutch. He might be insulted by that.
No. The other guy that talks about COVID all the time.
He's
the Welshman.
British.
Welshman.
Welsh.
He's British. He's British.
Yeah,
My bad. Biscuits' favorite buddy.
He'll come running.
yeah. He has opinions.
He does.
He's an opinionated feller.
So,
Nothing wrong
Smokesteve,
with that.
you
Cool
rather
guy.
watch men's swimming than women's volleyball?
No. I'd
No,
rather
that's what
watch.
you said. You
I'd
said
rather
that.
watch men's swimming than women's swimming, but I'd rather watch women's volleyball over men's volleyball.
Oh no shit.
Right.
I
Yeah.
wanted to get on. I wanted to get in on the Olympics conversation actually, because you were talking about it earlier, and I said about the 4x400. There's a famous over here. I think it was about 1992, 94, 4x400, and there's a guy called Derek Redmond and a guy called Chris Akabusi, and you had what's his name, the machine, the one that.
Carl Lewis?
No, I think it was after Carl Lewis. It was
Michael Johnson?
Yes, that's the one. Yeah, you had him, and you were complete favourites for it.
Uh-huh.
We somehow managed to win it. I think might have been 92. Was that Barcelona Olympics?
I think it was 96 because I watched it in Amherst. I remember watching him win. He won the 400, the 100, and the 200. I think Michael Johnson.
Oh well, he was just unbelievable, wasn't he?
He was fast. He could have been in two. So you could have been talking about the 92.
No. I think he was in it, but it just so happened that his teammates weren't quite as good as him.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just quite an epic sort of race, you know, because we shouldn't have won.
Winners are always fun to watch. You know?
Yeah, and it's truly the weakest link is the strongest part of a chain, whatever that expression is. I just butchered it, but
it's just it's just such a great race, the 4x400s. Like I think you said, Cypher, about the 800 and the 1500. I like those races as well. I like them. Yeah.
It's just incredible. Those guys they're like gazelles, you know, human gazelles. You know, it's just
I think
how did
what
they
he was
do
looking
that?
for,
You know,
I think what Smokesteve were looking for there was a chain is only as strong as its weakest link.
There you go. That's the one.
There you go.
Because that dude Johnson probably destroyed in his little heat, but the rest of the guys just probably,
He was unbelievable.
He was.
And I'll tell you what, is it Clive Moses?
I've heard the name. He's the long distance guy, no?
He was
Edwin Moses?
Undefeated. He was undefeated at the 400 hurdles for about
Edwin Moses.
20 years or something. Something ridiculous. Probably not that long. But he was unbelievable. He just used to stroll over these hurdles and just nail everybody. It was just amazing. 80s. And Carl Lewis was the first one that I remember.
He was good. He had the long jump too. He broke the long jump record by like 3 feet or something absolutely ridiculous, man. It had been never. He came and revolutionized the whole sport.
Did he beat Bill Beaumont? Was it Bill Beaumont? The guy there was a guy that set the record for the long jump in the 60s.
Bob Beeman. Yeah. Bob Beeman. Bob Beeman.
Bob Beeman. I was close.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm right about that name. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
that record lasted for years and years and years and years and years.
I think it still stands.
Probably what happened in Mexico at the high altitude.
I don't know.
68, was that Mexico?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. You were there. Competing.
Competing as a, what can I say that's sarcastic about myself? I'll think of something.
Yeah, this is great. Long jump. Man, those fuckers can jump, huh?
Isn't epinephrine more of a medicine last dance than a vaccine?
Yes, it's not a vaccine, no. It's not a vaccine.
Well, it can stop.
A vaccine you use before, epinephrine you use after.
An unchecked allergic reaction to a wasp sting can flat out kill you. Absolutely. I once had a big, huge one of those, I'm sure you run into this, Topple, on the when you're doing AC work, the hornet's nest and the wasp's nest will be all over the place. They get up into crevices and on the eaves. I used to be a wasp murderer. I carried around a huge, foaming, can that would shoot a spray about, 15 feet, and I'd go after them, man.
We use torches.
Yeah, all I had to do was see them, and they were dead. But one got me. I had a leaf rake, in my pool service, and I had a whole bunch of pine needles, and they aligned themselves, along the bottom. And I reached down, and I grabbed it hard. I grabbed all the pine needles, and I grabbed this yellow, it had black and yellow stripes on it. And that sucker he put a stinger into the middle, but in the web, between 2 fingers, and it felt like somebody was jabbing a red hot needle about, 3 inches into my skin, and I had to go immediately. I had to go to the, urgent care. I didn't have to go to emergency room, but urgent care. My finger was already almost 2 times its regular size. And, they gave me, it probably was epinephrine and something else. I think they gave me some, antibiotics. Wasps suck, man. They're the worst.
Benadryl.
I bet that shot cost you a lot of money too.
No, I was working for another company at that time. I wasn't working for myself. So it was covered by workers' comp.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I got a huge nest in a bush in my backyard.
Do you know the species?
No, I don't.
If it's bald-faced hornets, stay away. Those are the second most aggressive ones. behind the murder hornets.
Yellow jackets. Yellow
No,
jackets.
yellow
They're the
jackets.
bastards.
They're these bald-faced hornets. I was wearing a red and white striped, really shitty pattern golf shirt. I don't know, Country Club USA Smokesteve apparently a couple years back, and golfing. And I went to putt, and I'm below this pine tree, and I got attacked by these hornets. They did not like my shirt. I got stung like a motherfucker. I left my putter on the green. Usually you leave a wedge or another club. I dropped my putter and ran for my life. Putted with my bro's putter. And then the group that came behind us, I was like, this is going to sound strange, but did you find my putter? And the kid was like, yeah, what happened? I said, you picked it up? Nothing attacked you? And he was like, no. I said, dude, there was a huge hornet's nest, white, bald-faced hornets right above it. And the kid just was wearing a solid color shirt. So I really think the stripes just got these things going, man.
Yeah. You look like a big hornet.
I guess so, man. Maybe.
I can take a road trip and show you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a great meme that showed the difference between a honeybee and a wasp. It says the honeybee makes honey, minds its own business, and then the wasp is just a dick.
Doesn't give a shit.
That's right. I got real lucky once. There was a little wood enclosure over a pump and filter assembly in one of the pools that I serve, a residential pool. And I went in, and I would always wear a full brim straw hat. It was to cover and make sure I didn't get roasted on my neck and face and there was a wasp nest that I didn't realize was there, and when the wasp hit, he tried to sting the hat, and I swear it was like somebody thumped, just bam, and it actually made the hat move.
Yeah.
Like, God damn, and I got out of there, and
He was coming, dude. He was coming and running.
It's just like, let's see, who's at CNN vid number 21 said. They don't give a shit, man. They go after you. Buttholes. Not you, the wasps.
I once, when I was about 6 years old, stood in my parents' back garden, and a yellow jacket landed on my bottom lip.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh no!
And I was stood there frozen, solid.
Made you
it
cry.
felt like an eternity.
It didn't get you?
It flew away.
Oh,
and
you
and
lucky.
I have been absolutely petrified of wasps ever since.
I was about 8 years
and
old.
To this day, have not been stung, and I will never get stung.
Yeah, good. I was about 8 years old, and I made the mistake of fucking around with a yellow jacket's nest, the little hornets, and I didn't realize one came around in the back and got me on the neck. And at 8 years old, I was a crybaby. Went running off to get help, from an adult.
I think the other worst thing I've ever seen was my daughter. Do you know what beavers are?
Yes.
Yes.
Beaver.
There's two types.
You don't have beavers there. You don't have beavers.
My daughter went camping with beavers, and I went to pick her up.
Oh, wait.
And there was in a woods, and they had apple trees everywhere.
Were they shaved?
All right, hold on a second. So you're talking about what we would call Girl Scouts, but maybe even a little younger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the camel.
Okay. Now you get it, guys?
No.
Right.
No. This is
Anyway,
the third
I
time.
went from a campsite.
Wait a minute.
And
You can't be serious.
My daughter was stood there with 15 wasps on her arm and another 20 on a hot dog. And she was sat there giggling, saying they're tickling her. And I was petrified. I didn't know what the fuck to do. She weren't fucking bothered.
Whoa.
And they didn't
I'm
sting her.
confused.
No, they didn't sting her. She just stood there and just.
What does that have to do with the beaver?
Wait, whoa.
That's what they're called. The girls are called.
Right.
Oh,
Like,
is it a type of Girl Scout or
Exactly.
yeah, Cub
between
Scouts, Girl
a brownie
Scouts.
and a
I'm
Girl
all screwed
Scout?
up here.
Brownie,
Question,
Girl Scout.
Biscuit Vapes. Y'all
Okay.
eat hot dogs over in the UK?
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Hey,
Sorry.
it's a German food,
Yeah.
Dude, I've got three
Wiener.
jars of boiled hot dogs in my cupboard.
God.
Oh,
I
See,
never.
CNN vid, it's a wiener. You probably know your way around.
Wiener or
Wiener.
Frankfurter.
You can get these tins of like hot dog sausages. Biscuit,
Yeah.
you'll
In a
know
can.
what they're called, man.
The Vienna sausage, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
and it's like, and they're like, it's like 60p or something. So it's clearly not great quality.
Do you heat it up? Do you heat it up, Martin?
Do you know what? They're really fucking nice with a bit of onion and like, they're just nice.
Do you warm it up?
What the fuck?
Oh yeah, you heat them up.
Hot dogs.
Yeah.
We call them Cub Scouts here.
Yeah.
Well, that almost looks appetizing.
But they are dead cheap, so they're obviously shit.
Do you make chili dogs out of them?
Nice, man.
Biscuit babes?
Nice, yeah.
They're made of parts.
Hot dogs.
You put
Oh,
chili on?
they're made of calf bone and
Yeah, byproducts and bone and
Yeah.
beaks and claws and
Beef claws and guts.
No claws, no beaks, but definitely ears.
These are made of turkey and chicken.
Yep.
Parts.
And
Any
Made-
part.
made from pig acne. That's what it means.
and pork and beef. So it's turkey, chicken, pork, and beef
Oh, they
and
come.
brain.
A little bit of hog anus in there.
with fat and skin.
Yeah, I had
Don't
like
start
three.
getting all romantic on us.
I'm off the hot
And then it's got vegetables in it as well.
Good times.
Good times.
dogs. I had a run of like 3 hot dogs this summer on the grill, and I'm now totally off hot dogs. I'm like,
Oh, really?
And do you know what? These are actually healthier than a proper sausage.
They are not fucking healthy, Biscuit.
Yes, they are.
They are not. No, they are not fucking healthy. They are not healthy.
So
Yeah,
never
there
said
we go.
healthy.
They're
But they are
comfort
nice.
food,
They are
man. They're,
nice. Though.
they're comfort food. I got to admit that. You put chili on them or, slaw dogs. There's all types of ways you can make dogs good.
Yep, this is true though from Sammy.
Yeah.
She did go to England and view the cans of hot dogs. Although
Dogs in a can.
Biscuits was a see-through jar. A
Yeah.
jar. That's a whole nother level, homeboy.
I just eat for a long time. What's the date on this thing? Have a look.
God, it's sort of disturbing the more I think about it. Last Dance is horrified. He's listening to like Seals and Croft up there, not even engaged in the conversation.
For another
Summer
2 years.
breeze.
Yeah,
2
exactly.
years were lost in this jar.
What
Did
how
you
many?
have,
What?
Did you have CNN vid 21 last week when I spoke to you?
We've
Yeah,
had
it
it
was
for
on. I had to
years.
leave.
Yeah. Big call. Big. What'd you have? Condensate pan,
was that?
blower
What was
motor.
that?
Law
What was
lost
Did I
power.
ask you last week? Did I ask you last week what that means? Because I don't know what that.
No. What? CNN vid?
I think his name was Bukaki something last week. To tell you the truth.
Bukaki lotion.
I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering.
I was Bukaki lotion last week.
That's right.
Yeah, he-
Biscuit babes, you should try the Surströmming.
we all-
Surströmming's Swedish
No,
fish.
I don't want rotten fish.
hey, can I call you what we usually call you, or do we have to call you by your different name every week?
You can call me whatever the hell you want.
All right, so, Topple, was that you and you
Bulletproof.
like with on 2 separate things in the sidebar? There was
Yeah, I got 2 laptops in front of me.
Okay,
So
cool.
I'm on different.
2 viewers, bro. I love it. That adds 2. You could do 2
I got
thumbs
porn
up.
on this one. I got you guys on this one. You guys.
We
should
could
be
have
happy.
you in stereo if it was.
But you had us
Actually
on both
something
of
we
them at
want.
one point, huh? Because
Yeah.
you commented under 2 different names.
When you guys start talking old people talk, I go back to the porn. So.
Topple.
Yes.
Are any of the ones on the other laptop female and single?
Wait, what?
Are any of the other ones, obviously not the guys on here, are they on your other laptop that you're working on? Are they female and single?
Well, they're pornography actresses.
I change it up all the time.
So maybe not.
Yeah.
You get bored looking at the same stuff over and over again. So you gotta switch it up.
Right. Yeah. The internet's a wild place these days.
Don't you guys get bored of the same stuff over and over again?
I don't know.
Steve, don't
Hell
answer
yeah.
that. Don't answer that.
I mean,
Your wife's looking.
one thing I haven't, and this is the God honest truth, I've heard a lot about. I don't know anyone who's even done it, but this whole OnlyFans craze. I know
I'm on OnlyFans.
Mr. Graham Booth claims that he has an OnlyFans account. I don't know if that's true, but
Okay, what is it?
I don't know. If you find it, that you have to pay for his videos.
OnlyFans is like, do you have a Facebook or something? Like,
Yeah. I know
so
what
it's
it
basically like your Facebook, but if you have certain pictures of certain positions you want to post, your fans could pay to see those.
Right.
Why would I have fans?
They might give you a little nip. But if you want to see it all, you got to pay $1.99.
Little bit of nipple. Yeah, a little bit of nipple. Yeah.
You go to mine. Mine's free. You can see me do everything. So Scythe know that.
Now, I believe that
Oh no!
I might be wrong about this, but like one famous rapper.
I'd rather pay you. I'd rather pay you, Topple. I'd rather pay you, Topple, and then we can both show Graham that I've given you that money and he's got
You guys want to show right now? I could go for it.
No, we're good.
No.
People make a ton of money on this thing. Like,
Yeah.
That rapper, I think her name's Cardi B. She was making $1 million a day on that fucking site, dude.
God.
Wow.
really on only fun.
There's a lash called Bell Bell.
I'd probably try it out and get banned for life, from the site.
I
There's
think
a
Cardi
lash
B
called
knows.
Delphine in
They'll pay you
London.
not to go.
She's made 27 million in less than a year.
Who did?
Yeah, I think
How do
she
you know
knows
that's
her
bad?
flame is going to burn out quick. So she's
Again?
like, I'm going to get as much fucking dough together as I can because in 2 years, nobody's going to know who she is.
Got the bam
Even a
pow
year.
look, huh?
Biscuit, how did you know that's that? Like right off the head.
PewDiePie mentioned it.
Are you
he's
on our
smart.
OnlyFans?
No,
He's a
PewDiePie
smart
mentioned it.
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie, the gaming streamer.
Is
Yeah.
that the racist guy or something I heard
No,
in the past?
PewDiePie, the Swedish gaming, the guy who's got the most subscribers on YouTube.
Yeah, and there's
Bloomberg.
he had some controversy that PewDiePie did.
Unfortunately, the what was it? The New Zealand massacre guy had
Yeah,
He wrote PewDiePie on his rifle so you could see it.
Now,
While he was live streaming.
just when he's about to get out of the car, he says, "Subscribe to PewDiePie," and then he gets out and commences with said massacre.
What you got, Martin? Did you want to say something?
No, don't get no.
You're just doing one of those,
Come on. That's Miles showing something. Let's go.
It's a very interesting thing that what happened there in New Zealand. Very
Ooh, we can't talk about this on YouTube. We can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably right.
Nope.
Am I gonna get?
It was a horrible thing that happened. That's all you can say.
Oh yeah, dreadful, awful. Yeah,
But no positive remarks on it, please.
See, he's another guy that nothing less than the death penalty would suffice.
Yeah.
For justice.
That's,
Does New Zealand even have the death penalty?
No, of course not.
No, go figure.
You probably only get 15 years in prison.
Yeah, like
I think-
Anders Breivik, man, that guy's gonna eventually get out.
I forgot to ask. Biscuit,
Yeah.
how do you feel about the death penalty? I think I might ask you this. I was drunk.
Yeah, you've asked me before.
He's
I
answered before.
I'm not bothered about it, but
Okay.
I do think that people who've done something really wrong could suffer more if they're left to live in solitary for the rest of their life.
Yeah. Who's Britain's?
I think that's too quick for some people.
Lifer. I've watched a couple of documentaries on him. I can't remember his name.
Charles Bronson.
Yeah. He went in for like 3 years, and because he's like he is, he just started just beating the squat out of anybody that looked at him sideways. That was it.
You know what he does? He goes down to the kitchen of the prison nicks a pat of butter, and then butters himself up, and then kicks off in his cell. And then when they come in to get him, they can't grab hold of him.
Someone's looking out for me.
He's,
like an oily pig.
There was they call him MP, not a military police. It was a government representative, a woman,
a member of parliament.
Yeah, member of parliament, MP, and he takes hostages. He took hostage of an MP. He took hostage of a reporter.
He's nuts. He's nuts.
He absolutely, yeah. I mean, he holds the hostage, and says, you fuck with me, guards, prison, people, and I'll kill the hostage. So he gets to rant and carry on for about a day until, I guess he gets tired. I don't know.
Can you imagine that being your job, though, having to deal with that guy? That's
right. It's like they never go in with less than 6 people.
That's a tough assignment, isn't it?
Yeah, and apparently he's just fixated on constant push-ups, constant sit-ups. There's a lot. It's a form of narcissism, that drives that. But at the same time, he, who knows what kind of brain damage he endured.
Well, exactly. What's going on in his brain?
I'm a big one for that. I believe that.
Just in case he doesn't have brain damage, let's make sure he does by beating him about the head for an hour.
Over here in the United States, when a felon takes an employee of the prison hostage, the outcome almost always is death for the felon.
No matter if he surrenders or not.
Yeah. No, they go running at him, shooting him in the face as fast as possible to save whoever he's holding, because he's already assumed a convicted felon. There's really
fairly recent modern history has a lot of episodes of, in prison institutions going absolutely haywire with riots and taking guards prisoner. And
I think we have a slightly different sort of cultural thing over here, where it's not as we don't expect the police to behave like that.
Right, it's a good bit. There are less firearms involved.
Right. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying it's I think it's slightly different. I think there's
Britain's got some crack, special forces that you don't want to fuck with. But their standard
SAS, right? SAS.
Yeah, the standard police officers don't have firearms, and that's just totally culturally and socially and governmentally different than what's going on in the United States.
We do have armed police, which are when required.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
But for normal policing, a police officer here doesn't need a firearm.
So how often do you guys? How often do you British?
Sorry, Steve. Go on. Sorry, Steve.
I was just going to quickly ask: how often do you two Brits see police officers with guns walking around or on patrol or whatever?
You never see them walking. They're always in fast sports cars with guns in boot.
Jeez, talk about big man on campus, huh? Fucking sports car, gun. Jesus.
They got a sports car with blues and twos on top, and they've got a boot full of guns.
There's mixed.
Obviously, they need to be there quick. So they have the faster car than regular police.
Oh, maybe they got the British accents, but everyone does. But man, over here, they're very women.
They're very polite when they arrive at a crime scene.
Yeah, right. It's like Miami Vice, right? They play Miami Vice team.
Put the gun down, or we will shoot you in the chest. Please put the gun down.
Oh yeah, very, very, very civil.
Like, are they like
the police have changed over here? Sorry, Steve. Sorry, I've done it again. Sorry, man.
It's okay.
God damn it!
It's your show. It's your show.
No, it's
It's
fine.
the last time.
You have to have someone with guns.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, Charles Bronson is he's just, crazy beyond belief, and he's not going to change. It looks like,
The police have changed over here in the last few years, and I know a couple of people who work in police in various different roles. But the way that things are policed has changed. It's become more
suspended. Sorry, Cup of tea's making me laugh. I'm sorry.
He's the sidebar giant. Well, there's some hot mixed doubles on the badminton court right now. Those
That
women
took
are
me
looking
far
good
too long to understand that joke.
on the Olympics. Which joke?
The suspended sentence joke.
Suspended, right, by the neck.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or if you're Saddam Hussein with no.
Sort of,
Yeah.
there goes the head.
You can say that.
What?
You can say that.
That I can say.
Yeah.
I mean, we essentially facilitated that. So, as a country, I mean, hello, you know.
Separation of the head from the body.
Oh, that was such a low point for us.
Wasn't him though, was it? Wasn't him?
I don't know.
No.
What are you saying? It was
Good
like
old-
Shaggy.
good old
It wasn't
set them
me.
free.
Not a
Set them
fucking
free
chance.
and they will love
Not
us.
a fucking chance. that
Freedom.
was him. Not a fucking
With
chance.
hindsight,
Anyway.
Saddam Hussein's death was a mistake, in my opinion.
Oh, a huge mistake. Just phenomenal mistake.
We've talked about this
Yep.
before. I
It
brought
was
up
a lesser. It was a lesser of today's evils.
Much
easily.
less.
I brought up Gaddafi. We've said the same thing. Did he keep
Yeah.
Libya in
Yeah.
order? Did they require that type of leadership? I don't know, but
In my opinion, the Eastern world is it's just backwards, so it needs a backwards.
Imbalance.
You know what?
Power imbalances.
And I would say, I don't know what it needs. Why is it even our business?
Right.
Exactly.
if their existence has gone in that direction, and that's how they live,
Yeah.
That's exactly right. You could say this is just evolution. Why are we interfering with it?
right? Why is it our problem?
If they
to
needed another
change
100
it?
years to get with the program, so be it.
Exactly. Nature took
Well,
its
they don't
course.
have
Yeah.
to. Maybe that's where we're getting wrong here, is trying to make everyone assimilate. There shouldn't be a program per se.
Here's what I say: when they're
As
ready
long
to
as we're
change,
not all killing each other, I mean, just take care of us Americans.
Yeah.
And
That-
keep
When-
our
when-
people Americans.
if Iraqis needed our help to change, they would come knocking on our door asking for help.
Right.
Not the other way around.
2000 to 2008 was pretty between the Iraq War and the malfeasance of the what did they call that, the credit default swaps, that
Oh,
sort
that's
of accompanied
2008.
yeah
By
that
the lead up to
period of
that,
time.
yeah.
Right, the
I
lead
mean,
up to it, the
let-
administration missed it, everybody missed it, and
Let's not be
some
coy
of the-
here. The military need wars, so they're going to make wars so they can keep getting
Yeah.
funded by the government, aren't they?
Well, let's not do what they want. Let's do what we
I
want.
mean, it requires
Let's be
balance.
smart.
They have to
Let's
be
not
balanced
be.
out.
Let's not be cheap.
I think that's what happened in the 80s. The U.S. was like, well, there goes a decade. Let's start something. Desert Storm.
It almost
Yeah.
feels like that.
You know?
I think we don't remember our lessons. It's like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll?
A lot
Well,
more
I don't
than
know.
3.
How long does it
Fucking
take?
owl line.
Exactly. How long does it take to forget the lesson that you don't have a land war in Asia? Well, let's see. The Vietnam War ended in '73, and we were back in Iraq. When was it? 90?
Yeah.
17 years is how long that lesson.
Well,
lasted.
that was actually that excursion was proper in order to reverse the Kuwait invasion.
Why
and
do
they
I
did-
give a shit about Kuwait of all places?
Oil.
Oh, fuck that. Well,
Oh fuck!
it's a market. You gotta.
It was
No,
definitely
and they didn't invade. All they did was drive them back and kill about 100,000 of them. Oh shit!
Well, they
Yeah.
hung
You know
that
how
one,
much money
that
it
one guy
cost
they
that?
hung from the crane. I felt bad.
I-
I was like, all right, that's it. Bomb the
missed-
fuckers. Send them back to
No,
Kingdom fucking
I was the same way. I'm not denying it. I'm
First
saying it
Persian,
now, but back then I was all gung ho for that.
first
stupidity.
Persian Gulf War, I missed being deployed by 2 weeks. I went from active reserve and drilling every month it was the 345th Combat Support Hospital. Like I told you, I'm just a medical corps. I was a lightweight soldier. I wasn't a fighting soldier. I was a medical corps soldier, and I got fed up with how they were treating me. I was drilling in Gainesville with the 301st Field Hospital, and then I took a slot in order to get my E5, sergeant promotion, and I was, traveling over to Jacksonville from Gainesville, and they were treating me poorly. It was there's reasons for that. I'm not going to go into the long version, but I decided I was tired of it. After 6 years, you can go individual ready reserve, and I had an officer who owed me a favor, and I went to him and said, I want to get out of this unit and go individual ready reserve, and he facilitated it. I was with what a GS series. You might have been GS Last Dance for all I know.
Yeah, I know what the GS scale is.
Yeah. So anyway, there was a GS scale guy who was, had the authority to deactivate me. I was deactivated, and about a month after the initial ground offensive, I got a call from the St. Louis Military Personnel Center, and they asked me if I wanted to go. And
Scythe, sorry, what is the GS? What's
government series employment? It's
civilian. It's a civilian salary scale.
Government civilian
civilian.
Government services. Government service.
I don't know what GS means.
I think it's government service, and I could be wrong, but that's what it is. It's civilian government employees, and there's.
Sorry to interrupt, but I didn't know what it was.
Basically, it means more money, no salute.
Yeah. I could, I'm 67. Once I get this degree, which it's imminent, I'm going to get it before Thanksgiving, with a bachelor's degree and what I know in the insurance business, and I still have active licenses, that could be something, I could maybe commute a little bit and do that. I don't know, I'm as I've told you guys, I'm erratic as all get out. So I probably should not try to, get gainful employment again.
Have you ever thought about getting your realtor's license, Cypher?
No.
You could connect with that grade of like a wealthy person coming to Florida. You sell them a condo for $1 million, you make 5%.
I'd turn them off with my weirdness. It would just be automatic. Hi, I'm a realtor.
You have to have a license to sell houses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What? Why?
No, not your own. Not
your own. It's a job description. It's not a thing.
No.
Why is it licensed?
If you're going to do a FISBO,
I diverted the conversation away from, we were talking about wartime stuff, but anyway, I missed the first Persian Gulf War, and now I regret it because of the way that business turned out. I ended up, with a 0 on my scorecard after it was all over and done with. I would have loved to have. I can't even claim really veteran status. I'm not considered a veteran because I didn't deploy long enough at any time in 8 years, of being under the Uniform Code of Military Justice. I never deployed long enough to gain, veteran benefits of any sort. So, if I had deployed out and gone to Saudi Arabia, it would not only would I had cool stories to tell, but I would have had the benefits available to me. But that's life.
Well, so because you weren't deployed in active combat or
no theater of conflict.
You don't get the same amount of money. Is that right?
Yeah, there's no benefits at all. There's no
pension.
Nothing. No, nothing.
So you could serve 10 years in the military and get nothing.
Right, except regular paycheck. I got a regular paycheck, but that's about it.
I think if you're a commissioned officer, lieutenant or higher, then you start to get pension or some kind of an annuity plan. But the non-coms, as they call them, which is as high as sergeant, master sergeant, gunnery sergeant, even the sergeant major of the Marine Corps, I don't even know about him because he's still an enlisted man.
Yeah. If they're active, if they're active duty for that long a period of time, they do get a
career gunnery sergeant would have to get something.
Right. 20. I think it's a 20-year term that has to be served. Okay. I might be wrong. I don't know all the ins and outs of it. I once, confused about first lieutenant and second lieutenant, and got the two reversed, and I got raked over the coals for that. I'd been out of the military for about 15 years and had two careers already, and so I didn't give a shit. There's like 12 officer statuses and about 10 or 11 non-com statuses, and I messed up the first and second lieutenant. I think it's the second lieutenant comes before first lieutenant. It's the lowest level, I think.
This is what happened before, dude. This is why you got chewed out. You still can't remember.
Yes, don't care either. Fuck off.
Right, okay.
I never learned to identify the ranks by their
by
the stripes, even though it was something we were encouraged to do.
Yeah.
One interesting thing about the military is, over the years now, as I get older, I start to notice when the troops have what is like a presidential speech where they're all at, especially if it's out on location, whatever, in the DMZ or some shit, I don't know, whatever. The troops always have to respond like enthusiastically for the president, but because their CO will chew their asses out, because they're all watching like the cameras and make sure every guy's cheering. But you can definitely tell sometimes that ones that they like more and the presidents that they aren't as enthusiastic about. And it does seem they are more enthusiastic about, well, at least they loved Bush Jr. That much I remember. There was overseas, there was the commanding officer of the air base says in the beginning of his speech, well, very quickly, I'm just going to ask if there's anyone else here who is of a higher rank than me that might want to talk to these fellas. And Junior walked out, and the place, it was like Guns N' Roses started playing. The just went fucking crazy for this guy. And I don't know why. He definitely had a propensity for war, that guy. Standing up on the deck in the
he made
aircraft
war.
carrier.
I think
vice president.
I think you lot do that very well. I think you lot do that very well. That sort of like,
Well, it's always been true that the military are more conservative than the non-military, and probably more Republican than the non-military. But
I meant as America. I meant America. I didn't mean Republican or Democrat or anything like that. I mean,
what do we do, Al? Unnecessary war?
Much better than sort of more. That's what I meant. Yeah. Or have I misunderstood what you meant?
No. Just clarify what you were referring.
What do we do well?
The president.
Easy for you to say.
Being the focal point.
Get it out, man.
Oh, you mean like the president? The president is the commander-in-chief of the troops.
Your boys aren't out in Baghdad, and Boris Johnson walks in and gets a standing ovation with them singing soccer songs. Hey, Boris! That doesn't happen, right? No.
Exactly.
Yeah, I get it. That's an American thing.
No, but I would like Reagan. Reagan was a brilliant president, wasn't he?
He was. His speeches were.
I don't even know what his politics were, but he was a brilliant president because he was
an actor. So his speeches will be good.
Yeah.
Obama was very good at the public speaking. I quite like Trump. I thought he was great. But you do it differently. That's the point I'm making. You do it slightly differently to how we do it, and it's like these big characters who just go boom and just.
Well, what did you think about old Bill Clinton, Slick Willie? Did you like him? Do you remember him, Martin?
Well, I do. Yeah.
He was a good communicator. That's what they called him, the great communicator.
Okay.
Bush was lacking. Junior, we won't go back as far as senior, but George Bush Jr. was good on short speeches and good with like dramatic entrances, funny entrances.
He could put food on your families,
but
he was a muck. Let's be honest.
He made some goofball moves. He stepped on his own words all the time.
his vocabulary.
There were so many freaking examples of it.
I know.
He is an example of when you need to expand the gene pool.
Yeah. But
well, that was,
President
nothing was as
Thomas
bad as
J.
Obama
Whitmore
talking about the
had a
Marine
very
Corps.
great speech.
Do you remember the Marine Corps, that Obama mentioned?
Biden is making all these guys.
George.
Biden's making all these
that?
guys look like Lincoln in comparison.
Yeah, no, George, that was a bad look saying the corpse to the Marine Corps.
He was not a military man.
Somebody should have picked that up and just write CORE. Good enough. We'll just
Oh,
I wasn't, but obviously I wasn't having it wasn't a criticism. It was just an observation.
Oh, no.
It's slightly different. It's slightly different. Your guys are bigger personalities than we.
The really large fields on the in the camps and the forts and the different military installations. They call them parade grounds.
When the presidents go and speak to the military, and they're all cheering away and that, and like we just don't have that here.
Yeah.
That just
dignitaries would be called, and the rank and file would have to go out on the parade grounds. And one of those times, you all stand at parade rest, which is, you clasp your hands behind your back as parade rest, and so we're sitting out there in the summer sun at parade rest for about 30 minutes. And this guy in the row in front of me just fell out and fainted at parade rest. His arms were clasped behind his back. He is very artful the way he fell and passed
like a tree falling, like a tree
falling, man.
Timber.
And I mean, that was a well-known, event that would happen, in the summer heat with the fainting.
Yeah.
I was at Ronald Reagan's funeral procession in D.C.
Oh.
I don't know if you remember that. It was
You're
very
right.
hot.
Right? Truth here, hey.
Huh?
That was back in your CIA days.
It was up into the public. You sat on the roof.
Oh,
it was like a parade, but
Okay.
it was so hot, and some of those military guys and leading the procession were just collapsing like trees falling down.
It could, and sometimes it becomes,
that's crazy.
Folds in on itself. One goes and then the others.
Exactly.
Go. Yeah, it can be.
That's crazy.
Power of suggestion sometimes.
That happened to me once when I was an altar boy. That's true.
I'm
laughing at the altar boy.
I know.
Yeah, I'm not going to tease you about it. It could be a source of amusement. We'll leave it alone.
The fucking bishop or some shit was there, so I had a suit, a whole suit on under my altar boy thing.
Yeah,
and I was like I was on a cruise ship in a storm up there on the fucking whatever, the stage, the altar.
Oh man,
that was hilarious. I made it through the mass, but I was like I half fainted. It was crazy, man.
One of the churches
struggle.
One of the churches that I, sang in the choirs, I sang in about 4 different choirs, a couple of municipal, civic choirs, and then, some church choirs. And at a Methodist church, this old lady, I mean, she was well over 80. She designed these little, everybody was saying that the little choral, gowns were too hot. So this woman fixed up these all white. They look like little Heidi, what do they call those? In Germany, you have the lederhosen. It had a little white cloth lederhosen top, and then this little frill that looked like a ballerina skirt. And I put that on one time, and went out, in front of the congregation at the choir in the choral loft, and I'm thinking to myself, fuck. And then that was it. I knew that this lady had been with that church for decades, and I said, instead of starting shit, I'm just going to leave. So I quietly left that church.
When I started, one of the major things that threw me off of going to church,
he just stirred up a load of shit and then fucked off, basically.
Yeah, I took a day's worth of shit and then was out of there.
Yeah, when I was like 12, I go to church, right? I have a hat on, and I'm at the church. I my hair was getting a little long at the time. I hadn't really combed it. I looked like an idiot with hat head. So I was like, I'll just wear my hat into the mass. I was old enough that I had walked myself there. One of the ushers came up to me just as the mass was starting and said, "Would you please take your hat off?" And I was like, you know what? Fuck this place. And I never really went back, man.
And, in a civil, society, you get to do that. Nobody condemns you. You just
turned me off. I was like,
you just alter your course of life, and it's as simple as that. Now we got this woke bullshit where you take the slightest move that's not what they want you to do. you're demonized,
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, though. I would take my hat off out of respect now if I was in a church. I was just at an age where I was a smart ass who didn't know any better, and I only go now for weddings and deaths, so I'm not really setting foot in churches anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, me neither. I mean, last week, we talked about some people, it's good for them. Well, for me, it was critically important at a few times in my life. That was the only way I could communicate with people, in a ethical and moral way. I needed it, so there's a need there that is sometimes is critical for human beings, and other human beings never get to that point, and they never need a church. They don't need organized religion ever. And God bless everybody.
And on that same subject, there's also a huge market for people stealing from people who are needy or needing that sort of thing, creating these mega churches down south and in all parts of the world, I'm sure, where
leasing the flock.
Yeah, and the guys on stage are wearing these $1,000 silver suits, collecting just mad dough from people, selling bottles of water. Selling bottles of holy water,
for
$20.
Crazy.
And people are buying it, and they
buy into it.
These guys are multi-millionaires, man. Crazy cars,
all based on a con job.
Jets, their own private jets.
$500 haircuts. That guy, what's his name? Joel Osteen. I think that's one of those.
He just got a Ferrari.
Yeah, that fucking asshole. Fucking doesn't do anything.
If you want to follow God's
asshole.
Just follow him for your reason. You don't have to go to a church and fucking pay money.
Right,
I don't hate these guys. They have a good hustle.
No, it's a hustle. You're right.
It's such a hustle.
It's a hustle.
What about the ones that con people into, if you don't pay money, you're going to go to hell kind of people?
Yeah,
There's also
there was a couple of those churches that send letters threatening, if you don't send me money, you're going to go to burn in hell. And
really,
your whole family's going to burn in hell.
Oh yeah,
it was on what's his name now? Stephen Colbert. No, was it Stephen Colbert? And he made his own fake church.
Oh well, he and Ricky Gervais, had some great discussions about religion. If you look up those, Colbert and Gervais on YouTube, you'll get some good entertainment out of it. Women's volleyball, beach volleyball, is on now. Just for those of you who love.
What channel?
It's 1020 on Spectrum. It's NBC's main Olympic channel.
Is it the Brazil team?
It is China and the USA, and the women are all about 6'2" or 3 at least, and wearing those lovely bikinis.
The Norwegian team of ladies wore shorts in a game and got fined for it.
Oh yeah!
How dare they?
Oh my God!
Was that
now? When you say "how dare they," just to clarify, you mean how dare they wear shorts, right?
Yes.
Well, he's being facetious.
Not how dare they get fined.
Wearing too much.
Yeah, bikini bottoms is the outfit, bro. You gotta wear it.
If you want to play the game but you don't want to flash, you should be allowed to wear shorts.
Well, it's a TNA
Shut up,
show, I guess.
Shut up.
Now,
Venus-
Sorry, I'm a feminist.
Venus's mounts are prevalent. I just want to tell you.
if you
I'm
take
also
ourselves
right.
out of reality and tell these people you have to go out there wearing these tiny little outfits, we can all recognize, yeah, it's a little ridiculous because,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Completely
no,
ridiculous.
but and
People like me
also,
won't
right,
watch it then.
I'll be
right.
back.
That's
I gotta
another
feed the
point.
cats.
That's another point. Money. How much money is this sport generating? You'll see it on like 4:00 on NBC. They'll have an hour or two of like beach volleyball from Venice, California, or whatever. You know that's not happening if they're out there wearing big ass long pants and fucking
It's nothing
baggy
to do
shirts.
with the volleyball. You might as well just go to porn site if you want that shit.
It's also beautiful. There's people watching. They're cheering. The chicks. They're athletic. It's not just the hot bods, you know. It's like
Then why are they bothered? Why are they so bothered about the uniform, or bikinis?
I don't know why even the Norwegians. You'd think they'd be all about showing
I mean,
it off.
Yeah,
But
they got big butts.
Why can't they wear like short skirts like they do in tennis?
short skirts is a tennis thing, bro. Beaches where you go, they wear bikinis on the beach. They don't wear skirts.
A beach.
Yeah,
A
that's the point.
beach.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you really think there's money in the flashing the skin?
Oh yeah.
I think
Oh,
you're
yeah.
crazy if you think there isn't, bro.
Like I just
Oh,
said, I don't watch
Call me crazy. Call me crazy. I think people watch it because not because it's a TNA show, because like Biscuit says, hey, this
At that point, it's not
is
sport anymore.
2021. This is 2021. If we want to see flesh,
Biscuit,
we
why
don't
do
need
you
to watch
watch it?
Beach
Why are
volleyball.
you so woke?
I don't.
Stop being woke.
I am
you
not
don't.
woke.
Okay.
If I want
God,
to watch naked
whoa.
women, I go on Pornhub or X Hamster or something like that.
What was that last one?
What do you watch? Westchester?
Ex-Hamster.
X Hamster. Yeah, it's the second most popular porn site in
Oh
the world.
shit! I didn't know that.
It's a really
I'll look it
stupid
up.
name because it makes you
It's
think of
nothing
like
to do with animals.
no,
It's like bestiality or something.
no, it's
That's
not.
why it's a
but
little scary when you said that.
I don't know what that.
You're like, what are you watching?
Yeah, it's been around forever, man. That website.
Who was a celebrity that supposedly got a mouse up
Oh,
his ass?
Richard
Gere?
Hansen, was it?
Richard
Gere,
Gere?
Richard Gere, yeah. Stephen Lynch did a song about it. If I
No,
put
it's
the
not hamster.
gerbil in the end of the tube,
It is hamster porn.
wondering
They film
how
hamsters
it'll
having
feel.
sex.
Really
Maybe
like
it started out hamster
better
porn and
than
they
his little wheel. Careful
expanded.
now, he's right
Expanded.
beside me. One more inch, and he's inside me. Go,
All
gerbil,
right.
go.
I like how
Burrow
Smokesteve-
harder, burrow deeper. Be my little chimney sweeper.
Whoa.
mute him.
I like how Smokesteve's wife just tried to play it off that she didn't know that was a porn site.
She probably doesn't.
No, stop.
Yeah, ex gerbil.
Right.
Oh yeah, it's a gerbil, not a hamster.
Well, ask your wife, what's a woman's porn site that they go to?
I don't know. I don't think the one exists. Maybe she can.
You guys don't watch it together?
No.
Do reaction videos to them?
No. If that ever happens with any couple, that's like way before marriage when you're all wild.
Not true. That's
Their
not
porn
true.
site is Victoria's Secret.
Once you're married for a while, bro, everything's just chill.
I'm 15 years of marriage, so
Wow, listen to you. You're a wild man, huh?
no, I wasn't. Obviously, I got married young.
I see.
But sometimes you gotta spice things up. You gotta watch something. Take pointers. We should try that. Steve, come on, speak. You're biting back.
Silence. I think
No.
he's waiting for his.
I don't have anything to say.
Exactly. As your lawyer, I recommend no comment.
Right. Exactly. I mean,
Wait, you never brought whips in or anything? Come on, Steve.
Nope, no comment.
but I could honestly say no.
So boring.
My client will neither confirm nor deny these scurrilous accusations.
Exactly.
He loves America, though.
That's right. And the dead.
Yeah, there you go.
It's no point.
Loves his mom in America too.
Right.
Cipher this.
Yes.
I remember a couple weeks ago you said your ex-wife's son was sick with COVID. How is he doing?
He's fine. He's fine. And her daughter-in-law too. You know, her son's wife also ended up in the emergency room, and yeah, they're fine. But now, you know, she's still not coming over and visiting because 2 of her coworkers got it, and she's still negative. She had 3 negative tests. You know, my ex-wife did, but you know, I have enough risk, you know, factors. You know, I am overweight. I'm considered morbidly obese, and I'm elderly. I don't feel elderly. You know, my brain tells me I'm very young, which is bullshit, but it tells me that. And I don't want to get COVID, even though I've been vaccinated. You know, the word out supposedly is vaccination makes the symptoms much, much less. You know, you might still get it, but it's not as bad. And I just don't want to friggin' get it. I had that swine flu back in 2009, I think it was, and I felt like death warmed over. I mean, they gave me hydrocodone cough syrup and other things. They x-rayed. I didn't have pneumonia, but I had
an IV?
No, I don't think I did. I didn't end up in ER, but I had railed. You know what rails are? It's when your, you know, trachea has mucus in it, and when you breathe, you have this. It can be heard with a stethoscope, and sometimes you can even hear it. You know, it's like and it's like shit. I had that, and you know, I don't want that. You know,
no, I'm with you. I really am. I have a rough time when I get the flu. Worse than most people when they get the flu. So I'm very risk averse when it comes to.
You are an elderly man, you know. I mean,
well, I feel elderly, unlike you.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Well, if it's been a while, I'm willing to risk it. So that's me. So
yeah, I mean, we're probably going to go out, and she's had the weekend off. She's been covering for people at the hospital where she works, you know, and you know, so she's been pulling all sorts of overtime. But you know, we'll probably go get lunch tomorrow. You know,
cool.
Yeah, which is nice. You know, I'd love to see her. You know, but that's one of the bigger mistakes. I mean, over the course of my multiple marriages and divorces, this last, you know, the early 2019, you know, situation that occurred. You know, the scenario that caused, you know, the separation, you know, my statements and what I wanted, I thought at the time were pretty fucking stupid. You know,
I thought you were going to say you dropped a C-bomb on her.
No, it was just basically, you know, anytime you're working in a supervisory and relationship with other people, you should not try to discipline people in front of other people. And that's what she did. She threw a tantrum, you know, basically, you know, castigating me and saying shitty things towards me with other people present. And, you know, when they were gone, you know, I just quietly said, you know, I want you to go away. I don't know whose feedback that is. It's just like, I want you to leave. I want you to go. And I didn't. I mean, I made a point of not, you know, in the past when I was really rough around the edges, you know, I would have fucking. I would have
fights with gymnasts.
Yeah, I would have, you know, blowout.
Which wife is this?
Fourth.
If it wasn't for that fucking pussy Doug, you would have probably
the fourth
rolled
wife?
those guys.
Yeah, fourth wife.
This is your fourth wife?
Yeah.
You ever think it's your fault?
I think we had this conversation before. Yeah. I mean, I've been.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but
no, you're not. You're not.
You don't have to try.
No, I didn't have to try at all. I didn't have to try for it to be my fault. You know, I was in chronic pain for, you know, most of my adult life. It made me cranky, you know, regularly. I was almost incapable of sensitive, harmonious interactions with other people, let alone, you know, domestic partners. And, it just made me.
You don't have to defend yourself.
I was about to
No,
say,
it's-
just say you were a party animal. You don't have to
We
defend
love you.
yourself.
We like you the way you are.
You don't have to be fake to us. You had other interests at that time. That's all you got to say.
No, I never. None of my wives, while I was married to them, did I cheat on. But I might have had liaisons just before the marriage and right after the marriage, but I never had any. I never cheated on any of my wives.
Well, you're a good man. You're a good man.
Decent enough.
Cheers.
Cheers.
To Cypher.
Yeah, thanks
For not
guys.
cheating.
Yeah, no, that's a no.
Now, did you break up with any wife so you could cheat?
No, it wasn't. There was never another woman that was the issue. It was always chronic pain induced crankiness and irritability and incompatibility.
So it was your fault.
Yeah.
If you're
Oh,
you're
okay.
not going to be a
I
nice
would
guy.
say- well, I mean, the first wife was pretty much an asshole. I mean, but I had a low enough self-esteem that it was like, okay, that she'll do. I'll marry her. And it was just horrible motivation to get married. But she certainly went for it and then regretted it pretty much immediately after. Within about 2 months of marrying her, I decided to enter into the military. And she didn't like that at all. So why the fuck did I do that? I don't know. I needed to get out of, minimum wage, traps that I was in. So bye-bye, Shanny Granny.
I made a decision very early on that I will never get married.
That's what I was going to say. I'm going to get married once.
Here.
This doesn't last. Not again. Sorry.
I
mean, if I was with a person for 15 to 20 years, then I might make the commitment.
Well, Cypher's rich, so he's got money, so that's why.
I'm not rich, bitch.
Oh, stop.
I'm not poor, but I'm not rich. I'm doing all right. But
Yeah, he planned well.
Oh, McGrandy's here. Get McGrandy's ass up here.
I
don't know. He had a cryptic message earlier, and that was
I
it.
forget what I was going to say. It
He's
was
a weird
something
fuck. That's
halfway
why.
meaningful, but I forgot what it was.
Oh, go for it.
What was the cryptic message?
He said this doesn't go away. I mean, I don't know.
No.
I
I didn't realize he was on until he said, likewise, Cypher.
Was he talking about his wife?
I know what I was going to say. It was like underneath all the roughness that I've had, especially before I started really actively seeking medical help for my infirmities and maladies and injuries and fuck up in this. I was always a romantic. I mean, I have a rich tradition in my own culture, my own personal culture of, studying the romantic poets. The shit, I can't think of their names now, but there were Irish romantics and there were British, poets, and it's just a full range of intellectual activity that's was relatively cultured, that was at odds with my emotional and spiritual turbulent, the problems that I was having. So anyway,
Yeah.
Hey, cool. 14th anniversary. Well, that's nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. That's
Thank
great.
you.
Yeah, that's a better man than I, sir.
Good times, good years. All good.
Yeah.
My mum and dad will be celebrating their 33rd in November.
That's nice.
Interesting number.
Yep, 1 year to the day after I was born.
So you're not a bastard after all.
Oh, I am a bastard. It was after I was born that I was married.
1 year after.
Oh no, we'll give you Dylan
On my
Thomas.
birthday, just to rub it in.
Good question. I don't remember reading Dylan Thomas, but I might have.
How about Bob Dylan?
He's a poet and knows it.
His last name wasn't his real last name. It was his stage name.
That would be Robert Zimmerman.
Zimmerman, right. He chose his name from Dylan Thomas.
Interesting. He's got a good one. I think what's the one? 156 Dream. That's a good one. 52nd. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Got a lot of good ones.
Well, anyway, it wouldn't. Don't be surprised if within a year, I'd remarry. My fourth wife. That's probably going to happen.
Do it on the pub.
bring in a justice of the peace and marry her on the pub. That would be a good idea. You guys would love that. We could make it a month in advance announcement, and then tout it on the alt feed. That'd be a great gimmick to get some views.
It would be.
I don't think she'd go for it. She'd go, no.
That would be for the third. That would be worthy of the Thursday night show. And if you really want to make it something, we get Hayden to get a JP for the day. JP for the day, and he could marry you guys legally.
The officiant.
Yeah, that would be something.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, a Filipino no is quite a no.
Right.
Or Filipina. She's not a Filipino.
Yeah, that's a hard no, as they say.
Yeah.
There's no.
What is the other? And it's not a pejorative statement. It's a positive. It's a pinoy. Yeah, a pinoy. That's what Filipinos are known as, Pinoys or Filipinas or Filipinos.
Gotcha.
With an FIL, Filipino.
Pine. That's what Matt Grande says.
Yeah, they use feminine and masculine gender pronouns.
Right. English Bottle Cap, what's up? I don't remember seeing you earlier. How you doing there, buddy?
Yeah, he's right about that statement. That's a good statement. It's at least in my case.
Oh yeah. Larry and Creature says Dylan Thomas was a better poet than Bob Dylan. I suppose that's I don't know Dylan Thomas, so I can't say that I agree.
Yeah, I don't know him either.
But
The
Bob Dylan has a large body of work, and there's a lot of great writing there.
there
Yeah,
is.
yeah.
He did win the Nobel Prize for.
Did he ever collect $1 million?
He did eventually, right?
Oh, okay.
He's something. With that voice, even he just conquered all obstacles, man.
Yeah.
He did great.
He did great, and he would have these types of tunes where he would tell you a story. There's one called Talking Bear Mountain Picnic Blues, and it describes some kind of a picnic concert in Bear Mountain, New York, where there was just a whole melee and a riot. The whole thing went to fucking hell, and his writing is so funny in that song, man. It's so well done.
What was the song about the blue? Tangled Up in Blue?
Tangled Up in Blue, that's a good one. That has the
Yeah,
famous line where he says, "She bent down to tie the laces of my shoes, tangled up in blue." Yeah, like he makes all these sexual innuendos, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's similar to the Stones in Honky Tonk Women, where he says, "She blew my nose and then she blew my mind." They don't tell you what they're really talking about, but we all know. We all know. Like the Allman Brothers Band had an album called "Eat a Peach." They weren't talking about a peach, fellas. The album has a huge peach on it, which has a distinct resemblance to a certain part of a certain anatomy. Well, we all know what they're talking about, but it's a wholesome name. Eat a peach.
It's always pleasant to take a bite of peach.
That's an underlying factor of rock and roll. Is they always sex, was a big part of the old music,
Yes, it was.
And guys came along like James Brown, who said, "Well, I'm just going to make a song called Sex Machine. Screw everybody. We'll make it obvious."
Yeah.
A lot of the rock and roll, the white guys kept it a little more subtle, but it was still right there at par.
Head over to the rap world, and it's just,
That's when it went crazy.
That's
Two Live Crew,
Yeah, they're
early
nasty
NWA.
boys,
Yeah, but good music. I mean, it all makes you move.
Sort of.
I know you, George.
Entertaining. Yeah. I have my preferences.
Right.
Yep. It's
I lo-
interesting to watch Topple, offline, and I guess somebody's behind the laptop talking to him.
He could have like a 7-year-old arguing between hot dogs and cheeseburgers. Like, we don't know what the hell he's got going on.
He's got a whole domestic thing going, which is cool.
Right.
And there he goes.
He's dad pool monitor having
That's
drinks.
right. That's right. He's the pool monitor.
Right. Kids behind him are up on like an 8-foot step ladder trying to do jumps off into the pool. Which never works, by the way, because the step ladder falls.
No, it goes
fall
the
on
wrong
top
way.
of the ladder. Yeah.
Yes. I tell you, falling on, with the middle of your back hitting the coping of the pool, and half of you's on the concrete, half of you's in the pool, and
Right.
your back's bending the wrong way. Oh, joy.
Yep.
One of my girlfriends, did a sailor dive into a pool when she was a kid. She told me the story, and it was too shallow, and she knocked her front teeth out.
So let me ask you this. The American sailor dive doesn't make any sense. If you're jumping off of a sinking ship, would you want to have your hands out in front or even go feet first? Why is the sailor dive, you dive in head first with your hands at your side? Like, doesn't make any sense, right?
No,
you're going to break your neck.
Exactly.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, he's talking about
I
in
think
the
on the
ocean.
side of a ship, feet first makes most sense.
Yeah.
That's what sailors are taught: is you jump off,
Yeah.
lift your feet up, and then go through.
You basically tombstone straight down into the water.
Numbers of stories, in darker waters in a lake, people, go in and, head first, and they jump right into like a large limb or some other obstacle in the water. It's like, oh shit.
Well, the other thing is when you hit the water head first from height, you can get really confused as to which direction you're pointed.
Right.
And people kind of like swim down, they'll swim sideways. They don't know where the fuck up is anymore. Like when you jump in feet first, you're in an upright position. Your body is oriented correctly to swim up. When you go in head first and there's a big bang, it can definitely mess with your head.
Yeah. Injure that melon.
Yep. Yeah, I did some.
You're going to dive head first. You need to have your hands out in front to break the water before you hit it.
Yeah.
Because from that height, it's going to hit hard.
Yeah, especially from a height.
Yeah, that's why I never understood the sailors dive. They had no hand, like diving like this. Why the hell did they name it?
The only reason I can think is instant death if it's cold water.
I don't know, dude. What, like they're lobsters? You put them in head first, and that's it?
No. If you hit the water head first, it's like hanging. Your neck will snap and kill you.
I don't know. That's almost along the lines of there was a theory that the reason they made you tuck your head down on an airplane if things were going bad was so you would quicker. But I don't know.
I think your head going down like that is so that you basically when you hit the landing, there's no your body can't compress any further, and you're not going to go from upright to smack. You're just going to go like that. You're not going to compress any further. Your head's not going to hit anything any harder.
The main reason you do it in an airplane is because during a crash landing, everything starts flying around at 100 miles an hour, and you can get beheaded. If you otherwise might survive the crash.
But also for the compression, your body's fully compressed already, and when you hit, you can't. It's not like going from upright to flat.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe, I don't know. Some crashes have proven to be survivable, and people that are in the crash position tend to do better than people who don't. But for the most part, it's either, most crashes are all or nothing.
It depends on the crash itself and where you are on the plane as well. Sometimes.
Yeah,
that's the big thing, where you are on the plane.
Yeah, and it's obvious if the thing is going in at 300 miles an hour at a 50-degree angle. You could be doing an Irish jig in the aisle. The result's going to be the fucking same, dude. It doesn't matter. You're fucking done.
You're done.
Run for the beverage cart and just start downing everything because
pound the liquor.
Right.
Be happy when you go down. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, you won't feel it. So it
Take
is
off your
weird.
mask and say, "Fuck you! I'm not wearing my mask."
Yeah,
Right.
right. Get into a fight at the last minute with some pro-masker.
Damn, pal.
Yeah,
What could be more pathetic?
Air all
than
your
your last gesture?
true feelings out.
yeah, that's true, Larry and Creature. So, any opinions on how the president is doing at this point in his presidency?
He fucking sucks.
You
I'm
don't
not
like
a
it?
fan. I'm not
No?
a fan. Didn't you guys see that interview with Don Lemon that Biden did,
Yeah.
where he
got
kind of
lost.
he got lost and
Yeah, I saw
and,
that.
man, it was torture to watch.
It's worse than almost. I mean, when Junior, W, made his gaffes. I mean, Biden's gaffes are, supercharged over any other president's gaffes. But I don't know. Who
Trump-
knows what's going on with
What
him.
has Biden done so far? That's my question.
The executive orders that reversed all of Trump's, policies.
All the bad shit.
Well,
I mean,
who knows?
Well, I'm not gonna,
Too much for
complain
me.
on and on. I'm not a fan, and I'll just say it that way.
Right, that's how I am.
Isn't the country a bit calmer now compared to the abrasiveness that Trump was peddling?
Yeah,
Well,
I agree
there's-
with that. I mean, for one thing, the media is anti. Most of the mainstream media are basically Democrats, so
Yeah,
they're going to be anti-Trump, and they're going to act like their hair's on fire when any Republicans in office.
right.
And when any Democrats in office,
The country's
they're
in
just
a better
just
position than it was with Trump just because of the political calmness that there is now.
There's not political
no,
calmness.
there's no comments at all.
there's not.
No, I
It's
mean,
just
there's no.
the
Well, you
news
could say
media
people
shut up
rising in
now.
the mainstream media is not going haywire like it did with
Well,
Trump.
you
because
could
they're-
say
they're
Biscuit
part
Face.
of the Democrat Party in essence.
Yeah,
I
the
think you
media
could
is
say
quiet down.
You could say the focus has shifted, but it's still boiling. It's just boiling in a different section of the pot.
The main battle zones right now are the critical theory and critical race theory issues with the with 1 through 12,
Right,
um,
schools.
grades 1, schools is where the battle zone is right now. The teachers unions are almost thug like in their approach to how they're treating the children of the citizens of the United States.
Well, they
And
want
that's-
this. They want this propaganda taught as
right. That's
as
very
truth.
likely to reverse both houses of Congress. In
Are
the
we
United
talking about
States.
only
critical
if
race
the
theory?
Republicans run
Yeah.
good candidates.
Yeah. And that's just in order to reverse that, the legislative power that's needed to make sure that doesn't happen on a mass scale like it's trying to be implemented will be for the House and the Senate to be retaken by
I got
the
news for you,
conservatives.
Cipher. That they could have had the House and the Senate in the last election, except they have the worst conceivable candidates you could ever imagine. Look at the Georgia Senate candidates. They were terrible, the Republican ones.
Well, the Democrats were no better, and yet
They were better, which says how bad the Republicans-
Warnock is not good in
Oh
any
man, what was
sense of
that?
the
Kelly Loeffler with her
Yeah,
fake Southern accent.
Yeah, she wasn't so good, but
She was just
I'm
fine by
an-
my eyes.
Hey y'all, I'm one of you.
anti-Warnock guy. Warnock is a piece of shit. I'll just say it straight up. He's an absolute racist. He's a black supremacist. Spouting asshole, and there he is in the House of Representatives where he shouldn't be. Or is it the Senate?
He's the Senate.
It's the Senate, yeah. And he should not be there. I'm sorry. Even an idiot like Loeffler would have been better than a overt friggin'.
Well,
critical.
here's my point. Not that he should be there, but that only an average candidate for the Republicans would have won that election. Doesn't have to be doesn't have to be a great candidate. Just an average candidate would have won.
I agree with you. Yeah. And I mean, they were mishandling the way that they were getting voter turnout. That was some weird. I don't know if it could have been propagandists from the hard left pretending to be conservatives and putting out this weird don't vote, prematurely because, it's illegitimate, and there was also.
Here's the truth, though. If you had to pick one kind of demographic that shifted on the Republicans, it was white suburban voters in Atlanta. And those shifted. They were turned off by the extremism they were seeing.
Wait. Wasn't there like a water main break that shut down that?
Oh, that's the presidential election, not the Senate elections. But yeah, you're right.
Sorry.
No,
Let me ask you three.
You're in the ballpark, for sure.
you three other Americans, and you too, Biscuit Vapes.
I nominate Biscuit Vapes for American citizenship.
Do you prefer?
No.
Do you prefer that? Do you prefer that the Republican Party stick with DJT or go with
No.
a newer like maybe younger or different?
No.
I think younger.
Someone sane, please. Not.
We got to erase everything that's above us right now. That's where we're at. Just
Well,
get rid of all politicians, but that will never happen. But
well, sidebar grand, Trump's policies were doing fine. It was his personality that turned everybody off, and me off too at the end. But he had good policies.
So
of course, the grand over here on the sidebar.
Whoa, time out, Scythe.
spouting.
What was your problem with Trump at the end?
He was so unartful with his ability to communicate, sophisticated political language to other politicians that he was rejected.
But he was hated the whole time, though. So why would he, how would he get anywhere? His own party was against him.
No, his policies were great policies. And it like I said, it was his personality that created the problem. And I mean, I wish that he had been able to stop fucking tweeting, but he just couldn't help himself, And the same thing with some of the other unartful, insults and.
But the tweets really bothered you?
They didn't bother me, but I saw that they bothered everybody else.
I'm more critical than even that. I think his failure to accept defeat is a huge it's a huge blow to the democratic transition and the democratic norms we've had in this country from day one. That was truly a catastrophe.
I mean, it's like Topple brought up, with the water main break, and the three critical areas in the contested states. All of a sudden, everything stopped. Everything stopped, and then the theories and the conspiracy theorists have come out about whether the election was stolen or not, and I know you said you think it's not. There's no
I've more than think it is. I've read nonpartisan analyses that it's all full of shit. Zip it up, man. Zip it up.
Stop it. He can't hear it.
I think he doesn't even know, dude.
No, he knows. He's a.
Well, whatever. He's a funny guy.
Yeah, he's okay.
This is what I say. I will never know if an election was stolen. The only thing I ask for is real evidence, not just somebody saw something. That's not good enough.
The audits that are occurring right now, it's been very, very steadfastly understood that they're not going to reverse the results of the election, but they may uncover, some irregularities that were vast. And
but every election ever since has had similar irregularities. It's just we don't do elections in a uniform manner. We're a nation of states,
the states
not a federal. Not a single federal, country.
Right.
I missed out, but how did you feel about the mail-in ballots and all that then? That was this election now.
Well,
I raised a lot of question marks.
I don't like mail-in ballots.
Flying a little low.
What?
I felt it was all flying a little low.
He means your fly, dude. Your zipper was down when you stood up there. We didn't see anything. We didn't see anything.
Hey, I have an OnlyFans account. That's a free. If you want to see more, you can pay me $5.
Topple, I looked away.
You can look. I don't care.
I saw pink.
Question mark.
Pink lace in there, but I'm not going to say anything. As Homer Simpson said, it's for comfort only.
Question: if a gay guy hits on you, do you feel better about yourself, or you feel disgusted?
Hell
never
yeah!
happened.
Which one? Hell yeah!
No, it's just neutral. It's like, no, okay.
No, I mean that's a compliment to be.
Not for me.
It has happened to me twice.
Somebody thinks I'm attractive. I don't care.
And I was
This
utterly
topic
sickened.
is taking a turn.
Sickened?
Yeah.
It,
Well, you want me to get back
turned
on
my
politics?
stomach. I don't mind gay people, but when they try and involve me, I don't like it.
Wow, look at you, huh?
Wow, you
Come on,
homophobic.
Biscuit.
Homophobic. See,
Come
No, I am
on.
not. I don't
Yeah,
mind
you
gay
are.
people.
You're
I
not
just don't
accepting
want them coming on to me. I'm not gay, so I don't want them coming on to me.
You're not woke enough. That's the problem.
Come on, Biscuit. Take a walk on the wild side.
Listen,
Wow.
I'm sorry, but if
Yeah.
my feelings are my feelings, and I ain't turning them off just because that's how I feel about it. It's not a it wasn't a choice decision. It was just how I felt at the time. I felt sick.
Yeah, I didn't, dude. I long years ago, I was in Manhattan.
I would just be embarrassed. That's what
This gay guy just said
The
that to
second
me. I
time was worse because I was in a nightclub and they kept trying to like dance with me and get close. I'm like, look, mate, I'm straight.
Now that I don't like. That I don't
Go
like.
away.
Did you enter the nightclub not seeing the rainbow sticker on the window?
It was a normal nightclub, dude. I was dancing with another girl at the time, and this guy's like trying to force his way in past her. I'm like, no, I'm with this girl. Fuck
What?
off.
Was the name of the nightclub the Toolbox by any chance?
The Yum Yum Bar.
It was actually a Riley's pool bar.
I mean, pool. I mean,
A bar?
Riley's a questionable name. I know some ladies named Riley, so it is a questionable bar. Okay.
I've been to gay bars before
Oh, look at you.
with my wife. And the funniest thing, every
Bye-bye.
gay guy came up to me and they knew I was straight. They're like, you don't look like it.
Yeah, I mean, I've been to a gay bar before as well, and I never got hit on in the gay bar. It was always
Exactly.
in straight
They
places.
know. They know.
Yeah. I think they were just trying to fuck with me, but it still made me feel sick.
Whoa. That's wrong. You can't
Yeah,
say
they'll
that.
do that.
You felt wrong, not sick.
Yeah, no, it turned my stomach. That's how I actually felt.
Boy, you really are a
I
homophobe.
was.
You're
I'm
very
like,
homophobic.
like,
there,
I mean,
dude.
by,
I was
I'm
like,
literally
I've
afraid of gay
Friends that are
people.
gay, and I don't mind them because they're not trying to hit on me.
I was
No,
live
it-
and let live about it. And
It's a
when I was
guttural
buff,
reaction.
they hit on me a lot when I was buff. To
Is
be
that
honest,
like saying I've got black friends though?
What?
Is it like saying I've got black friends when I say I've got friends that are gay but I don't
Oh,
mind
yeah,
them?
Yeah, it is
You
like
lose
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that-
no.
Cipher this. When you were a bodybuilder, what was the percentage of those guys being gay? Really?
I just the national average between 5 and 6%.
50, 60%.
Oh, I was about to say 5.
That is the national average? Oh, my
Yeah,
God.
5 and 6%. That's it. They'll claim 10% or more, but when you get down to it, that's propaganda.
That's my truth.
Everything I've ever studied, it's under 10%. Put it that way. And in bodybuilding, the I only had in the gyms. I don't think I ever had anybody. I might maybe got a few eyeballs directed my way that were weird, but I never had anybody say anything to me. in
You
the
never
gym.
had anybody that wanted to help you lift? Like,
There was one, later on, when I was older, without I wear a wedding band, not only because I'm devoted to my ex-wife, but you're around Ohm's law all the time. You got to watch out for that electricity. You don't.
that's a good excuse, but that's not the truth.
But There was a guy, and it was one of the weird. It's the only one that ever sort of actually pissed me off. Here in New Smyrna Beach, where I live, there's a gym that's about 4 blocks away, and I was in there, just minding my own business and getting a workout, and this guy was aggressive. I mean, he was like, not physically touching me on me, but he was on me. And he was just like, you want to go after you get done?
I think maybe the worst part about it was the fact that I've been hit on 50, like twice more times by men than I have women. I'm always the one who instigates the jumping thing with women. I've only ever been hit on once by a woman.
Biscuit, you don't say that stuff out loud.
It's true.
Getting back into the historical aspects of my life, the sober years, those 3,000 plus AA meetings that I went to, I've held the hands of AIDS positive people, of gay people, when saying the Lord's Prayer at the ends of the meetings, and that there when I was in the level of distress and problems that I was in life, these other people that were in those rooms were equivalently or worse off, or more worse off than I was. And we all were just trying to survive, and do the best we could, and
a brotherhood of sufferers.
I just want to say, this is funny. Out of all 5 of us, I would say Biscuit Babes is the most liberal one here. Smokesteve pretends he's not, he is, but he's not. But he's the most homophobic one out of all of us.
Who is
not homophobic?
Biscuit Babes.
Oh, Biscuit Babe. Yeah, that's funny.
Right, liberal and homophobic.
He's not phobic. Disgust is not phobia is fear. Biscuit's not afraid of gay people.
No, that's the thing, though. It's a guttural reaction. He's not choosing to react that way. It's the same as arachnophobia. Like a person can't control me.
It doesn't matter. We've accused him. That's it.
It wouldn't have bothered me.
Spiders, gay people.
It wouldn't have bothered me as much if they'd have just asked, and I'd have been like, "I'm straight," and then they'd have walked away, but they just kept pushing.
Right.
You should have asked to grind on your ass. Is that what you're saying?
No. What I'm saying is, when someone asks and you say I'm straight, and then they keep pushing, it's horrible.
Biscuit Babes, I totally understand. I'm not.
I felt abused at the time.
You felt like a victim.
I have a strange truth.
You're a victim.
Strangely enough,
put it this way: I know how women felt at that time when men aggressively hitting on.
Whoa! Oh, aggressively hitting. Okay, I was about to say, you don't go up to random girls and start grinding on them.
No. But what I mean is, these guys were aggressively hitting.
What a topic!
Smokesteve is so quiet. So funny.
I'm not. Let him roll. Let him roll, man. Let him roll. You guys are running. You're running it down there. You're like Ed McMahon right now. I'm Johnny Carson. I'm letting Ed McMahon run the show for a minute here.
Hey-o.
Yes, Johnny. Yes. Hey-o.
McGrandy should be on this topic. He should come on.
Well, he made a comment.
I don't know.
He's him.
He's gun shy. He's gun shy with you here.
Come on, man.
What?
He's gun shy with you here, dude.
Should I come off? Do you want me to come off? I will go off.
You stay.
Nick Grande, if you want me to come off, to come on.
No, don't say it. That's so awkward sounding. Just stay here.
What, come?
If he wants to. He's been on before. If he wants to, come on. If he doesn't, he doesn't.
Right. There's no conflict. It's all good.
He's welcome. That's all we can say.
Why is every time I jump on, McGrande jumps off? Maybe
he's not tonight. Tonight it's changed.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, he jumps off here.
But he's still,
still in the chat.
He hasn't come on here, but he's still in the chat. He's active.
He gets his buzzes on.
We got the bait. We got the shrimp in the water. We're trying to get the catfish.
He loves to get lit up and buzzed, and just doesn't want to come on.
No, I'm calling him out. I'm calling him out.
This is like MMA here.
It's basically if he doesn't come on, he's a
come on, boy. Come on, Al, you right now.
It's calling him out. We got ourselves a call out. All right, let's.
Okay, you being called out, McGrand. You got to come on now.
I'm joking. I don't like
Oh, he
Grande,
joking.
but at the
He
same
not joking,
time, he
Grande,
has
don't worry.
every right to voice his opinion
I
any way
prefer
he wants to.
spiders any day.
Yeah, I don't know. He's maybe he's drunk. I don't know.
He's always drunk.
Yeah, well, this is a pub. You're allowed to be
Well,
drunk. here.
right.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
not
I've been-
following. I'm not following the. Yeah. Okay. They're talking in the chat.
Yeah.
So
I'm on the back end of a fifth of vodka myself, and I'm loving it that I'm having Bloody Marys today. They were good.
back end of the
Just
fifth.
finishing
No
off
kidding.
my little bit of Grayson's gin I've
Yeah,
got left.
and
Oh,
I've still got some studies, and I got
I
to
got
put out
this-
a paper before 12 o'clock. So wish me
I
luck.
got this
Oh,
one,
again
man.
with
You know,
the
I got
weird
the
apple shit.
vanilla
Wow.
COVID.
What's that? Apple whiskey?
CNN apple.
Yeah,
Why
it's
am I calling you
horrible.
COVID?
It's horrible. But
You don't
after
like
the first cup, you don't taste it no more.
The
fine.
vanilla. I got the vanilla. I was inspired by your apple and
No,
your
get the
you had
honey.
another-
The honey. The honey.
Maybe that's what I got. That might have
Beautiful.
been what I got. That might be it. And it was actually I just got so in love with it, which is bad. It's an alcoholic term. that I had a fifth a day, one fifth one day, one fifth another day, and it was I was really toxic. I mean, I felt sick as shit. I was just too smooth. It's so smooth.
She
it
would
goes
know.
down. Yeah, it goes down like
I
too easy.
thought they'd be loved with
doesn't it smell
Stereotypes.
Those things.
Smokesteve White. Stereotypes.
Yeah, she's stereotyping, but I don't like Bloody Marys.
Brunch and Bloody
And
Mary.
frankly, brunch is at a weird time. I don't like that
Well,
either.
what if I like Bloody Marys but no brunch?
You're having them at night. You're really bucking the trend there. So what do you got going? Let's get a quick breakdown. You got vodka, you got bloody mixed, you got anything else like a celery, horseradish, Tabasco.
No, I'm not
Why
making
would you need all that?
I'm not making a cute tropical drink out of it. I'm just
Yes.
getting it down. I just got tired of that friggin' Crystal Light, watermelon, strawberry, and vodka, routine that I'm under
I'm
all
on
the
some
time.
Just
cheap-
pour it
cheap
in the cup with
30
ice.
pence diet lemonade and some gin.
You
But
only have
raw,
to pour it in a cup with ice. That's all you need.
raw 80 proof, will just erode your esophagus. You're just begging for esophageal cancer when you do that.
While I'm smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, of course.
Well, I'm thinking of
I may outlive you yet, Topple.
I'm thinking of
Whoa.
dipping my toe in the
Well, you said
liquor.
last week I'd only live 5 more years, you bastard.
I die. I got
Yeah,
great
me
life
too.
insurance. They'll be fine.
Yeah. I've got a 20-year term policy that ends in 2023. I got to decide if I'm going to just stop it. I don't
Who
think I'll
does
die.
it go to?
Half to my ex-wife and half to my sister.
Which ex-wife, though?
The fourth. The true love of my life. Actually, she's the only wife that I pursued. Every one of the other wives pursued me, and I was just so, accommodating and passive in my personality. It's like,
pussy.
okay, well, that
Not
was
you.
made-
Not you. Sorry.
Oh, well, thank you. I was getting ready to agree with you. In the past, I was just, I did my best to just get along with people, and I was, I learned about management styles, and you can accommodate people, you can collaborate with people, or you can, lead people. And I was at the bottom of just accommodating everybody else's needs and desires. And
Was that when you were up to your third wife?
the third wife was just a raw exercise in mutual suffering. She was the one. I was only married to her for about 5 or 6 months, and within another 4 months of me leaving her under enormous duress. Oh, he's got other things going. Don't want to listen to that, huh, you fucker? Well, she overdosed herself on purpose. He's probably got to take care of a crisis, which is fine. But yeah, she overdosed on purpose, and I was living 100 miles away at that point. But she called me. I'm pretty sure it was the night that she purposely overdosed, and she was always very, low passion when she was trying to communicate, and she tried to communicate with me that night, and I was having none of it. I had her rages when she was under the opioid influence were just horrendous. I mean, I endured horrendous, emotional abuse from her for the brief time I was with her, and it was just a horror show of an attempt at meaningfulness in a relationship. But anyway, that he had asked about the third one, I believe, but no, and about the life insurance. So yeah, I mean, I probably won't die before 2023, and it's $100,000 term policy. I pay about $45 a month for it. I've been paying that for 20 years.
Nice.
But it'll go away here shortly.
Here we go with the fly again.
He's a
Hey,
trick.
so Larry and
I think you need
Creature,
some new trousers there, Topple.
Yeah, I've probably got a broken fly.
Larry and Creature, just to let you know, Larry and Creature, there's the link. You can come on if you want, and you don't have to show your face.
Oh yeah, cool. You can do that if you got the means to do it, Larry and Creature. Yeah, give it a shout. Yeah.
Throw a fold of paper over the camera if you're on a little device, and you can talk, and we'll still hear you through the microphone, something like that, or tape.
English Bottle Cap was talking about a cigarette smoker that had nasal cancer surgery. Yep.
Oh, happy.
Nasal cancer.
Yeah, I mean that's what he's. Just a single comment on the sidebar. Who knows what's going on?
I'm too
We
high,
all
man.
died.
All right, no worries,
Probably.
buddy. All of green underwear.
They're supposed to be swimming on the NBC channels. There's two channels on the Olympics going on. One's again on Spectrum 11:52 and 10:20.
Well, how's the women's volleyball going? I'm gonna watch it later.
I actually shifted over to another channel trying to catch the swimming. I need to shift back. Let's see if they're still playing. They probably are. Let's see. Oh no, women's volleyball. There've been, on
women against China, right?
Japan, USA and Japan. The volleyball was China and USA. Now this is USA.
Topple, did you say women against China?
Women against China. That's right.
Oh, jeez.
I've been drinking since 3. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I've been. That's about.
Oh yeah, you sound like Social Distortion. I've been drinking since noon. Yeah, 3 o'clock. That's what you can say, honestly. What was your 3 o'clock drink? What was the 3 o'clock drink?
Whiskey. I only drink whiskey.
First one? No beer to start?
No, I hate beer. I hate beer.
Damn.
Makes me feel like shit the
good.
next day.
Land Creature's going to come on live next week. He says. That's cool.
Who? Why can't he come on now? Or her? It's most like a he because it's Larry. But
I think that's young Alex's buddy. Like young Alex said, I'm more of the science
I
side.
think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right.
young Alex has friends.
Yeah, Larry and Creature is the artistic one.
Oh man,
he
he's
plays
Wow.
guitar.
He's a complex character now. Don't underestimate him.
Larry and Creature apparently
I like young Alex. He's great.
He plays the guitar. He might be a shredder. Jesus, with the fly.
Stop pushing your junk in front of the
He's
camera,
good.
dude.
Look at that
They
dick.
do it on purpose.
He's a drugged guitar buddy, but yet
Why do you
Alex-
guys look?
they have a complex relationship. One
Trying
does
not
drugs,
to.
one's not supposed to drink. They don't
Get it
know
right
what
there, center cam.
It's great.
Drugged up guitar buddy. That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a top notch.
They call him Joe Strummer Jr.
Oh, Biscuit, you're zoning.
Joe
You all right over
Strummer
there?
Jr. Anybody? Joe Strummer?
Biscuit,
Anybody?
you okay over there?
What are we drinking over
Yeah,
there,
I'm
Biscuit?
fine.
What are
Okay.
we drinking? What are we drinking?
Gin and lemonade.
Oh.
Just lemonade?
What I like Burnett's. Burnett's gin is a pretty nice, low cost gin. You like
Oh, wait.
Burnett's? at all?
You said
No,
gin and
I-
lemonade. Okay.
I thought you were talking about women. I was about to
Is
say.
that empty yet, dude? Is that empty?
Oh,
Oh,
close.
you guys swig that right now, just straight up.
No,
I'll have it with lemonade, thanks, in my next drink.
No, just
Yeah.
take the bottle.
I mean, dude,
No,
that,
the last time I drank straight spirits, I threw up blood, and I'm not doing that again.
Oh,
that looks like literally 2 millimeters. It's 2 milliliters.
It'll be enough.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Within the last 2 weeks, I had a barf session where it was very unpleasant, and I'm old enough now that when I barf, it makes my ribs sore.
Yeah.
How about
that's a
fucking
good
four
two-
ribs.
two-
To
That's
be
a
Go
nice
for it.
little. That's a tidy little drink, dude, with a little bit
let's
of
go.
lemonade. Perfect.
Let's go.
No, don't make him drink it straight. He's gonna shit blood or whatever.
I've thrown up blood last time I did that.
Hayden can make him shave his eyebrows.
Video or it
I
didn't
mean,
happen.
No, I mean, yeah, like
I actually like my esophagus. I'm not going to kill it.
That's the
Yeah.
thing about drinking straight 80 proof stuff, you know.
That doesn't bother me one bit.
Well,
This is not
Maybe
quite.
the
famous,
smoke,
famous last words, I tell
maybe
you.
the smoke layers, the cancer layers, the
The trachea
Maybe
is,
maybe the tar
is
will
overriding the
protective layer.
esophagus. And
There you
That's
go.
why I
That's
do
the
this
answer.
instead of smoking.
popcorn lawn.
That diacetyl was not in here.
No, I totally stopped smoking around. It was around 2009. I had a 7-year girlfriend before my fourth wife, and she was a smoker, and I didn't smoke for about 5 years of the 7-year relationship. And we would take in-town vacations where we would go up to Daytona Beach on the beach side and go to a motel that was like a $40 a night motel for the weekend. And she would smoke in there. You know, I'd be with her 24/7 for a couple of days. And I finally gave in, you know, and snuck a cigarette after not smoking for about 6 or 7 years. And then, you know how it is. Once you smoke one, it's like,
It's
oh,
over.
Yeah, let's have another.
I went 5 years without smoking, and then I went to the bar, and obviously, bars around where I live, you get smoking still. And it was just, I'm like, can I bum one? Can I bum one? And then
dude, let me
after
tell
2
you,
weeks-
you're that guy when someone's smoking near you. You're like, you're trying to like get air.
Oh, yes, you're not that guy. Have you seen the latest meme
Why
about
smoke?
the guy who goes, "You're
Yeah,
not that
but
guy"?
then, like in that interim, I've seen those people who've been trying to quit, and someone lights up a few feet away, and they're like, it looks like they just
Yeah.
saw.
Well, you
like,
know
the
that they engineered those tobacco products. You know, the mass producers of the major brands. They actually put in compounds that make it. You know,
Yeah, nicotine.
more. No, not just
No,
nicotine.
maybe
nicotine.
Other
some
chemicals.
terpenes.
All right.
I don't know exactly what they put in. I'm not much for the conspiracy theory
I
portion.
like
of it, but
I like the American Spirit Light. That's a
I
nice.
like the smell of fresh
I-
tobacco.
when I smoked the last, decade, I smoked from 2000, 2010 off and on. Yeah, the American Spirit is some of the best. If you're gonna smoke, might as well smoke that.
I like the sack and roll your own.
Yeah, I like the smell
God,
of Golden
Bugler,
Virginia.
you're Bugler guy.
Oh, American Spirit. You can buy
Oh.
sack.
Oh,
I
sacks
didn't
of it.
know that. I didn't know that. Yeah.
You get
Oh,
Golden
that's awesome.
Virginia over there in Amberleaf.
You smoke them
You know-
right up, walking by a cop. They were like, "Well, hey, it's tobacco."
What was that, Biscuit Vapes?
Yeah.
Golden Virginia and Amberleaf rolling tobacco.
Yeah.
Oh, I
One
don't
of
know.
Or
the
is that
worst
just in the
mistakes
UK?
I ever made in my life back in the early 70s, before I first became sober, I was just completely wild and weird. And I was walking on a street and I saw what I thought was a marijuana roach. And it was probably some hobo's, bugler, and I actually lit it and took a fucking puff. I was like, oh, goddamn. It was a horror. Yeah. I mean, I was like,
You were a wildcat back then, weren't you?
addictive personality. Yeah, that's
Wow.
I had that. I talked about a guy named William Glasser, a psychologist, who said, if you have an addictive personality, just substitute really positive addictions for your negative addictions.
Now,
you know,
Biscuit Vapes. Did you smoke cigarettes before vaping?
Yeah. I used to smoke roll-ups for since I was about 17, and I stopped about 5 years ago. I mostly smoked Golden Virginia rolling tobacco.
Golden Virginia.
Does your daughter get on your case about smoking? Or vaping? Vaping.
No, she understands that vaping is a much healthier form, and that she prefers me to do that because my grandparents smoke, and she actually gets on at them to stop smoking.
Do you honestly think vaping is more safer?
100%.
But do you think you're still causing harm to yourself?
I don't think I know.
How you know?
Because it has to be. there is over 3,000 different chemicals that are harmful to your health in
Okay.
a cigarette,
Okay.
including diacetyl, by the way.
Ooh.
Hush your mouth now. You stop.
Educate me. Now you gotta educate me. What's that mean?
It means
He
that
will,
there is
he will
literally
come out.
there is literally there is three chemicals in here, which is nicotine, vegetable glycerin, and propylene glycol.
Nicotine's
And-
not good for you.
And water.
Nicotine is not actually the bad part.
Yeah,
It's
that's
the
right.
tar.
It has nothing to do with
and
your
not-
heart.
Nicotine
No.
is a mild stimulant.
No,
Yeah,
it's very small amounts.
It's
Yeah.
as
Oh.
bad as drinking caffeine.
Jazz up your acetylcholine.
Caffeine
red,
is
How
just
baby.
as dangerous.
How about Biscuit? How about you just quit?
Yeah, the guy who starts drinking whiskey at 3,
Chopper, how about
3
you
p.m.
just
is
quit?
giving you advice here.
I got mental issues. That's the
He's
problem.
asking. He's just discussing.
Just
Yeah.
stop.
The
I
dude
could
rips cigarettes all
actually
day
went-
long.
Damn,
when I,
Steve,
when,
back
when, I
off
went
me.
to when I went to Manchester, I went the entire day and the whole night without having a single vape. I could quit right now.
So you
But-
don't do it around your daughter, right?
Oh yeah, I vape in the house, but I like doing it, so I'm going to keep doing it.
Oh, damn. I only smoke outside, so
Yeah, well, he's only
There's a
vaping,
mass. If it was smoking, I'd be outside. But vape does not harm people.
There's
Even
almost
when-
nothing in exhaled vape at all.
No.
Water vapor.
when I vaped, I always vaped outside too. So
Yeah.
What did
That's
you
me,
do?
though.
Like the Juul?
Yeah.
Did you do the Juul? And
no. Same thing Biscuit Vapes has, like a
Oh,
full
the big
mod.
thing.
The
With
mod with the
E-liquid, right?
we
Or
were
Combinator
E-juice.
or whatever the hell it is.
We were talking about
Yeah.
reefer last week, and I had forgotten in 2012,
Reefer.
when 2 years after I had moved
Whoa.
in here to this condo, I did buy $100 worth, of marijuana. It was a very small bag. It doesn't buy you a lot of $100, and I did smoke about 5 or 6 times. I would go into the bathroom and close everything off because I have neighbors above me, below me, and either side of me.
How was the effect, George? Positive?
It was just not much. There was just a little bit of detachment, from concerns
what
and
you want,
worries.
you have a
Oh.
couple beers, you smoke a little, you put on a tune or two that you like, and you're like, wow, I feel pretty good. But you're not drinking like a 750 of gin. Like the weed can
Right.
help you kind of get to that level of what is it called when you have that little burst of goodness.
I ought to try it
The buzz.
again. I've told you, I'm sort of interested in it. It doesn't turn me off. I'm not anti-marijuana, but that was 2 years before I got the discectomy infusion at my cervical disc, like C5, C6. Or it was either C4, C5, or C5, C6. And I was in so much friggin' chronic pain that nothing would make me feel better. It didn't, marijuana wouldn't cut into what was going on with me. It was, I was lucky to get.
Yes, vapist.
Yeah, the old cunt word. That's an enjoyable word.
And without,
I love the word cunt. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah, it has so many.
The man names himself the
applications.
vapist with the proper dash in the middle there. The guy clearly takes nicotine seriously. He's not as well as you, Biscuit Vapes. From what I understand, you're quite a feature on some of the vape forums.
Yep, 100%. About a year ago, for about 3 years, I religiously watched every vape show that was on YouTube. And I watch Grim Green a lot, even now, because he talks a lot about advocacy of vaping in America. And it's quite important, even to the UK economy, when it comes to vaping, because a lot of the products are made over there.
It's cool, man.
You guys in general need to stop depending on the U.S. for all this shit. You depend on look this. You got Twitter and YouTube, and it's all Silicon Valley. Nothing.
We're the worst country.
in the UK.
Tobacco plants.
We're a horrible
I wish-
country.
Yeah.
I do wish Britain would step up and make their own,
Yeah.
internet-based things like their own YouTube.
The
their
big
own...
H man is an inch away from creating some really, large venues.
Very true.
He can't quite turn the corner,
I think you guys should not let Mark Zuckerberg tell you what you can.
The thing is, we used to be a massive manufacturing country, but we've stopped doing it. We've just outsourced it from other countries, and we don't
US used to
make things anymore.
You're still the biggest maritime presence in the entire world, though.
Yeah, we make a lot of ships and shit.
UK is.
Well, dude, this isn't Master Commander. I don't think they are anymore. I mean, is it? Are you still? Are they still?
I think we still have the world's largest navy.
No,
US has
No, you have the world's largest, maritime commercial enterprises.
You're talking about ports and things.
Right, ports. Yeah, you don't have the biggest.
It helps when you're an island.
We have
nice
land to sea border. We've got quite a lot of that.
You're all island.
All around
canals and bays and
it's like an animal that's all teeth.
Oh,
we've got Liverpool, Haitian.
Well, how Hayden says it, you have the best food actually, which drives me fucking crazy. How do you feel about that?
I love our food, and I think the only problem with American food is it's all fatty.
Fatty? In what way? Sugar?
Yeah, you have a lot of corn syrup in a lot of stuff, don't you?
My wife buys these, or we're on a list for every month we get a box full of snacks from every country.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then
for the kids, they love it, and I actually enjoy it.
Oh, cool.
Well, I'll say this.
I was so busy being sarcastic, I didn't know what you were saying. But
I've taken trips to the UK over the past 35 years, and the last few times I've been there, they're very serious about food and cuisine, and they're
horrible.
It's like an obsession countrywide. So they do. Yeah, the UK.
Cool.
The last time I went there, I didn't have a bad meal. They're just very serious now.
Yeah.
There's the odd fish and chip restaurant that's a bit,
Yeah, there's some traditional.
That's
tradition, right?
And the food is mushy and greasy.
When I was there in early November of 2019, I mean, their Burger King was 4-star. I'm telling you.
For you.
Yeah, for me. I was lit up, and I was wandering around, the metro.
Burger King is a bit dry. They don't put condiments on the burgers, and it's a bit too dry.
Who wants a condom on the burger? Come on.
Like McDonald's, they have pickles and juicy stuff.
That's weird, because over here Burger King puts tons of condiments on.
Do they really? Over here,
pickles on a burger?
All we have over here, they put some dry onions.
Anybody remember the old Whataburger song?
And one large slice of tomato, and that's it.
No, over here,
big and round. Always weighs a quarter pound. Onions, lettuce, pickles too. What a burger, you love it too.
You remember the McDonald's? Remember the Big Mac song?
A little jingle, I'm a jingle, promoter.
Remember the Big Mac song? 2 all-beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions.
Vaguely. I don't remember the tune, but I remember the lyrics. Yeah, young man.
You old fox.
The thing is, I don't know, whatever. What were you going to say, Topple?
There's a YouTube video that compares the UK fast food to American fast food. If you're ever interested to waste about 5 hours of time, you should go find that.
Cool.
Because the UK, there's a lot of difference with the food difference with
That's what it was. I remember now.
Yeah.
So, Biscuit Vapes, do you have a Whopper on the BK menu over there?
Yeah.
So over here, the Whopper has lettuce, tomato, pickle, onion, ketchup, and mayonnaise, and cheese if you choose that.
Yeah.
That what yours has?
Except for the pickle and ketchup.
Oh, well, that's basically the same thing.
What's your favorite fast food in the UK?
Pizza.
Oh, pizza. That's just fucking anything.
Yeah.
We have many pizza shops. That's what I mean. Fast food, commercial, or what should I say?
What
big
burger
market.
joint? Maybe you go more burger.
Yeah.
You mean like
All the
what's
bigger
my
cities
favorite-
have Little Italy's, and man, a
My
Little Italy
favorite-
pizza is
Right.
just
like you mean
incredible.
like big chain fast foods?
Like
Yeah.
Pizza Hut?
No,
Nah.
pizza Hut's not nice. I'll if I want a pizza, I
agree.
get local pizzas.
That's
Yeah,
a local
like a
place, right?
Yeah,
No,
local.
he's
yeah.
talking like
Yeah.
internationally known shit. Would we would know? What's your favorite?
Yeah.
It's like cheesesteaks with me.
I think probably McDonald's is probably the best.
McDonald's.
McDonald's is horrible, though.
Maybe in America, McDonald's there is
I
amazing.
like a good
Really?
double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Anytime I eat McDonald's, I feel sick.
I would probably say Chick-fil-A.
We don't have a
Chick-fil-A?
Chick-fil-A here.
Yeah, maybe for.
I haven't had any Chick-fil-A.
Popeyes.
In a long, long
Popeyes.
time.
I haven't had it yet,
Yeah,
dude.
fried chicken.
You don't
Yeah.
live in a city.
Actually,
that's
no.
why.
I tell you what,
Churches, Popeyes.
McDonald's is not the best. Actually, KFC is the best.
No,
KFC?
Churches is better
Okay.
than
Yes.
KFC.
100%.
I'm just contesting that comment.
Well, one day I had a shitty at-home like pre-made sandwich, and I was driving by the Popeyes, and I was like, you know what? I ate the shitty sandwich that I made at 6 a.m, which is never that good when you have it at noon.
No.
And I was like,
That's
I
last
want to
night.
stop, but I had already eaten it. So I
If
was
they're
like,
under the heat lamp too long, those
Yeah,
things
that's
go bad.
last
I mean-
night's meal.
yeah.
Taco Bell's just recently arrived
Oh.
in UK. And
You've hit
I
the
haven't-
big
I
time.
haven't
You got a
tried-
Taco
I
Bell, man.
haven't tried them yet.
Oh, I love
Don't
Taco
get me
Bell.
started with Taco
Oh, I
Bell.
love
I have
Taco
not
I
tried
love-
them yet.
Yeah,
I love
dude.
Taco Bell, and there's so many people that say it's so bad for you, but it's out of your system within 12 hours. I mean it.
I have a needle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
runs
have-
through you like Carl Lewis doing the 100-meter, for Christ's sake. It's fast.
I briefly dated a woman who took me with her invalid son. He
Ew.
had some weird things go on, but to this pizza place that had like cardboard pizza, and I tolerated it, didn't say anything bad. And then, a couple of weeks later, talked about, oh, maybe we go to Taco Bell. Oh, Taco Bell's terrible, bad. And she had just taken me to this shit pizza place. You bitch.
Well, honestly, we could say Thirsty Drunk is a drunk because she likes, or he likes, White Castle. That's
yeah.
the worst fast food restaurant.
I
I've
don't
ever
know.
been to.
I only know of White Castle
Oh,
because of
what's
Harold and
the
Kumar
one,
movie.
Yeah,
There's a time and place for it, and the time and place is when
sliders,
you're
yeah.
absolutely hammered. And
You're right. And midnight.
I'm trying to remember the other one, the fast food place that's like, White Castle, and I can't remember the name.
I don't know, man. Those
They
tiny
used to
little
have-
burgers are terrible, but if you
they're
smash,
horrible.
if you're smashed beyond belief, those things are like from heaven.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depends on the
Biscuit
state of
babes.
your mind.
People
In
are
America-
addicted to White Castle sliders.
In America, most fast food, well, around me, my city, Philadelphia.
Crystal, that's what it is. Sorry.
Fast food's open till 3 a.m. to a drive-through. We all go to Taco Bell.
Yeah.
But White Castle is the worst.
Back in the early 70s, there was a hot dog, outfit called Der Wiener Schnitzel. And those, they made some good hot dogs for drunks.
I think
they
the
were
UK's
good.
got it pegged because we shut all fast food restaurants at midnight.
What time do you shut your bars down now? Or your pub?
4.
Really? Wow.
Open back up at 5.
Yeah.
Around me is 2 a.m. So I don't know everyone else's, but 2 a.m. they
That's
shut the
the
bars down.
latest. I mean, the local bars and pubs, they shut about midnight and 1 a.m. But
Okay.
like the ones in the middle of town, like the nightclubs and whatnot, they're shut about 4 a.m. And
4
there are
a.m.?
the local like pizza shops, like Pizza Jim, Burger Jim, things like that. They're open another hour after the nightclubs close.
Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah, I personally don't. I never went to bars. I don't want to be hanging around with some fucking bar losers.
When you were 21, you didn't go to bars?
No, now back then.
Well,
I
no
did.
shit. You're old.
Yeah, I'm getting old. I'm
Well,
old.
no,
Old.
I'm 35.
25 's
I'm
not
too
old.
old to be at a
In
bar.
my early 20s, it was amazing because you paid
Yeah.
you paid 10 quid to get into this nightclub, and it was free drinks all night.
Oh,
That's
free drinks.
crazy.
Okay,
That's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
And
They're not gonna
only
make any
4
money.
years after that, they banned unlimited drinks.
Is that when you got grinded by a guy?
No.
Yeah, when I went to
think
bars, I never.
It was. I think it was when I lost all my weight and I got down to about 17, 18 stone.
Yeah, you're still good looking. Don't.
Don't go changing.
Yeah.
When
Well,
I
no,
went-
do change for health, but
Yes.
bars
I tell you
for
so.
me-
I don't know what it is, but when I was in Manchester, they had
Oh,
this
and
full
Steve.
length mirror,
It's all right.
and I looked at myself in the mirror like, oh my god, am I really that big? I'd come home and like my mirror's lying to me. I look so
Yeah.
much thinner at home, but then
You
in that
lying
mirror.
mirror.
well,
I know about those lying mirrors. Yes, I
I
do.
had one of those life experiences lately. I'm 6'3", but I weigh 240. I looked at a mirror today, or no, a couple days ago. And I was like, "Holy shit!"
You a football player,
I
Tom?
have a funeral to go to on Tuesday, and I had to get a new suit just for it. That's why.
Did you play football in high school, Topple?
I played hockey and football and basketball.
Yeah, I figured.
I love sports,
Your mannerisms show it.
especially with my son. And this is a funny thing. He's 15 now. I love basketball. I was always good at basketball, but now he's getting to that size of me. He's 6'2", so he's measuring up to me.
Man. God damn.
So he's showing me
Great.
up now. So I can't let my boy beat me. So, so I'll cheat. I'll throw an elbow.
Oh,
Hey,
no,
if
don't do
he
that.
beats
Don't
you
do
fair
that.
and square, then it's a moment of pride.
No.
Yeah.
Biscuit Babes. He'd never beaten me. Not fair and square, but he hasn't beaten me.
Not yet, but when he does, it should be a moment of
How
pride.
old is he?
No,
He's
it's definitely a pride thing.
14?
No, he's 15. He's 15.
15. Yeah. You had mentioned his age before.
He, like I said, he plays lacrosse. I don't know if you guys know that sport, but it's
Yeah.
like soccer with hockey. With
I watch Archer. I know what lacrosse is.
Yeah.
and I wish I knew that sport when I was young. I wish my school had that sport because I would love that.
Which team was it that the Tawana Brawley, scandal occurred with? That was a lacrosse. Wasn't that Tawana
No,
Brawley?
you're thinking of something else.
Yeah.
You're thinking of the Duke lacrosse team. That's not Duke Tawana Brown.
That wasn't Tawana Brawley.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was another hustler.
Exactly.
Lying bitch.
Yep.
Biscuit Babes, did you play sports when you were young?
Yeah. When I was in primary school, I was captain at football team.
Okay, soccer to us and Americans, but in
Uh-huh.
the whole world, it's
And then when I went up to upper school, I played rugby and field hockey.
okay.
What else did I did a bit of netball.
Netball. What's netball?
It's like basketball, but I think it's slightly different. They have a slightly different ball.
Is it like a backboard with a basket?
I think, yeah, but I think the basket's slightly higher and it's outdoors, like on a concrete
I never
field.
heard of it. Never heard of it.
I'm going to my first high school reunion this year. It's the 50th anniversary of the 1971, class of senior class, and they're going to be surprised to see old Fat Man Reed.
Yeah, you'll probably be the thinnest one, believe me.
I think my favorite when we did
everybody
sports
big.
day, my favorite that I actually won once was at javelin.
Steve, are
Javelin?
you
Really?
contemplating?
That's cool.
No,
You're happy? Okay, good.
Yeah, I know he
Oh.
gets quiet a lot. He's a little bitch. So
I'm listening away to you guys. We've got a
50th
certain dichotomy
anniversary.
here going to the
That's something.
conversation, so I'm not going to split it up. Cypher's starting kind of a new one, but like this.
I know.
Sticking
Bump
to
it
the
into the
previous.
next category.
No, but I let it roll, guy. I let it roll.
I just don't want you the other day. The 1 week you passed out when we were talking. I was like, "Oops."
No, I was awake.
That's when you had the beans.
He was
THC
meditating.
beans or something.
Those were espresso beans, but I was actually awake and I
Let's
had,
Dance is
No, you
meditating,
aren't.
right?
No, you
I
aren't.
think
I
you're
was
right,
having a
Quincy. Netball is
conversation.
basketball
It's
for
on
girls.
YouTube. We can look it up.
Yeah, but I'm so far away when I'm back here. You can't tell. See, right now,
Yeah,
I could be asleep.
I like to get closer. Okay,
How about
guys.
this? Cipher
Okay,
this.
Let's go. Come on.
Say for this, what sports you played other than weightlifting? That's not even a sport to me, but I might be wrong.
I was a swimmer. That was it.
You were a swimmer?
Swimmer.
Okay.
That was, I mean, in my youth, before I was a teenager, I was a very good little league, all-star player. But
Okay.
that went away after some injuries that I had, and swimming was what
Damn, you were injured that young?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, 12 years old, I sustained my first real bad injury, and then
Last Dance looks like a bowler to me, right?
I played baseball in high school.
Why are you laughing, Biscuit Vapes?
that's pretty advanced baseball. What'd you play?
She said bowler, as in
Infield?
like,
Bowling?
10-pin bowling.
What? Say
The
Lance,
black
yes.
ball with
Yeah,
Oh,
10-pin bowling.
We'll get it in.
Okay.
What position were you at last dance?
Second base.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's a
A
pretty
little bit
active.
third base too, because
Very active.
I
Yeah, I
hate
was a third
baseball.
baseman. Oh, I love that third. That key. Yeah, I'd love to.
I just wanted to bat. That's all I wanted to do in baseball.
Elmar Garcia, Last Dance, huh?
Yeah,
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
you were probably big for your age even then. If you're 6'3" now, you're probably big in little league.
I was made for football, but I was a little bitch in football. I played. No, I'm not gonna lie.
No, you were wise. You didn't want
Well,
to get
no, I was big up
jazzed
top.
up.
My problem is I always had little legs. I got little chicken legs, so I didn't have the strength below. But in hockey, I would kick your ass. Defensive.
I think there
Enforcer?
was
He's
a
an
time
enforcer.
when, up until I was about 13, I was able to win 100-meter track races.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. And Smokesteve looks like he was a hacky sack kind of king or a frisbee kind of guy.
wrestling.
He'll pile drive you, man.
Wrestling?
I was pretty
Even
good
at your
wrestler.
height,
I was
he'll
a pretty good wrestler.
he'll
I had
suplex you.
I had a wrestling coach come up to me and be like, "You be really good." And I'm like, "Dude, that's kind of gay." And
You told a coach that.
well, no. Let me. At that time, I was ignorant and all that, and I found out that no, wrestling's a really competitive sport.
Let
Yes.
me tell you something. In high school, you do not fuck with the wrestling team because you will be.
Oh, I
on
fucked with them all
back.
day.
Yeah.
Dude, you will be totally just
I
destroyed.
could box, but as soon as I hit the ground, yeah, it'd be different.
No, it doesn't matter because the wrestlers aren't even breaking the rules. They're like, he tried to hit me, so I just held him down. And then they're like, okay, so you're suspended. The wrestler's okay. Because they won't really, wrestling and striking isn't a thing. But although, of course, we all did striking.
Right, just breaking joints is the thing. If you're fighting off mat, in a street fight.
So
you
I
just
guess
break
Smokesteve
joints.
school was a majority of wrestlers then.
Well, it was an all-boys Catholic high school. So
Oh, you went to Catholic school too?
all year.
That explains
all the
a
way
lot.
to college, dude.
Oh, college too?
All the way to college.
Oh, okay.
College, I went to UMass, and that was just a party zone. Shit show.
Yeah, I went to Temple, same thing.
I once had a math teacher who was a football coach rough me up in class. He didn't hurt me, but he just absolutely humiliated me. I didn't understand what he was getting at. I did something. I don't know what I mouthed off, what kind of smart ass thing I was doing, but he started walking down, the row of desks towards me, and he just kept saying, "Keep smiling," and so I kept smiling. I literally did misunderstand. He said, "Keep smiling," which was
Keep
a threat.
talking
It's
your
like,
shit.
yeah, it was actually, "You better fucking stop smiling." But he said, "Keep smiling," and I fucking kept. I wasn't saying anything. I was just smiling at him, and he came fucking 10 yards down to me, and then just put a knee into the side of me and whack, 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 whack on my head. You little motherfucker. I could have gotten him for assault and battery.
I had something similar happen to me, and,
Yeah.
I told the principal,
I'm guessing back then.
and I made trouble for the guy.
I should have made trouble for this guy. What
Chance, what happened?
I was a teacher's pet and a good student, so
I can see that.
when I complained, it had an impact. But this guy he would harass all the the troublemakers and never got called on it at all.
Right.
But what happened was
I only ever got in trouble once at school.
I was just in a line of our PE class had ended. I was in a line of kids, and they were rambunctious, and they were pushing each other, and I got pushed, and there was like this line you weren't supposed to cross, and I got pushed over the line, and he just walks up to me and grabs me and throws me against the wall, and he's really doing one of these things with me.
Right.
He's lost it. He's enraged, and he does this to me and throws me into his office, and that was the end of it. But that was fairly assaultive, and I didn't stand for it.
I pushed my gym teacher in the middle of health class one year through 2 desks. When I was in middle school,
Confessions of a serial killer.
No. When I was in, I don't know how you guys call it. Middle school to me was 6th to 8th grade. When I was in middle school, I was picked on a lot. I was the fat kid. I was the tall, fat kid. And in high school, I start smoking weed, start doing stupid shit. I wasn't popular, but I knew everyone got along with me.
Yeah.
My senior year, there was a kid making fun of another kid, a popular kid, in front of me to another kid. And I stood up and I kind of like, why the fuck you keep bothering him? And he turned around and starting shit with me. And I'm like, all right, let's go. So the gym teacher came behind me, and I actually thought it was one of his buddies. So I went without looking and pushed him. He went through 2 desks.
Oh, no.
And I pushed him. I was about to throw a punch at the other guy. And I heard the whole class go, ooh. I'm like, so I stopped and I looked over. I noticed my gym teacher on the floor. I'm like, oh, shit. I picked him up. He threw me out of class. But in the hallway, he told me straight out, like, I know what you were doing. You were defending the kid. I have no problems with that. I was on probation at that time as a kid, that if I got in trouble, I would end up back in juvenile detention.
He didn't report you.
He did not report me.
Yes, good man.
And he basically, on the facts that I was not protecting another kid, but kind of sticking up for another kid. Like, why the fuck you keep fucking with him?
You know what? He might have saw, dude, at that moment that you may not be where you are today.
Well,
if he had chosen the alternate route. That's cool, man. He had foresight, maybe.
They knew my cases. I wasn't a good juvenile. I'll admit to that to this day. As an adult, I was not a good person. I played victim a lot. I tried to play that game like, oh, my dad's not around. My mom was a drug addict. Like, I played the victim completely.
Oh, okay. So you weren't that good.
So, I was in juvenile at 15 and 16, separate years.
You had juvie experience.
For assault with battery, with... I broke my best friend's eye socket, and he can't see about his eye. Well, we're not friends no more.
Wait,
obviously.
You mean actually assault with a battery?
Yeah, I took a battery and beat him with it. No. No.
And battery.
In the legal
nice.
terms...
Bud.
You pothead. With the legal terms, the first stint, I didn't do nothing because my dad was a cop. I had a lot of white privilege. I had a lot of cops stick up for me. My second, they couldn't do nothing about it because I broke the guy's eye socket, his nose, and a couple teeth out. over some words that were, now as an adult, I look at it as like,
How did you do that? With punches, or did he hit the ground?
Punches.
well, he knew my history. My dad passed away when I was 6. My mom was a
Well, I
drug
mean,
addict.
did literally your
Yes, I
punches?
tackled him, and I don't remember to this day. Like, I blacked out. That's how
That happened.
triggered I became.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
That
Well-
3 adults had to pick me up from him at the age of 16.
Yeah.
So I did some time there, and then my teacher kind of knew about that situation, and that's why he was coming behind me, kind of like to grab me, to hold me back. But I heard him.
To protect you
No,
from more trouble.
Yes, Last Dance, yes, exit. But I pushed him, thinking it was his friend, and I went to line up, and I heard everyone ooh, and I stopped. I'm like, what the fuck did I just do? I turned around, and there's my gym teacher on the ground, and he got up and grabbed me. He grabbed me by the neck and dragged me out the hallway. And when he did
So
that,
at first he was trying to sidle up, like, because you're a juvenile, and he
Well,
was. But that's when you
to
pushed
be
him off.
honest with you,
But the second move he made, he totally manhandled your ass.
he fucked me up. He like, no lie.
Like, he pulled you literally out by the neck.
No, he armed me by the neck and dragged me out of the classroom, which was
Headlock.
when I got in the hallway. I was kind of pissed off, like that kind of respect. Like, I was pissed off, like, how dare you do that to me? Like, I'm about to fuck you up. And then he stopped me. He's like, listen, you're gonna have 5 days out of school suspension, but we're not gonna report it to your probation officer. And I kind of stopped and I was like, okay, no time in jail.
Well,
Seriously, guy, what were you thinking? You're gonna like just start throwing hands with the gym teacher in the hallway?
Well, no. The gym teacher. Well, let's just say I was not right in the mind. Oh, I'm not right in the mind now. Don't get me wrong, but
not right in the mind.
when I was younger, I played victim.
Yeah,
I played victim. I abused drugs, and I didn't give a shit about society.
After I let that first coach get away with roughing me up, lightly, he was a math teacher. He was a fairly small man. I mean, I thought about it in retrospect, and I just let the guy get away with it. But anyway, the head football coach was a biology teacher, so I'm in biology class, with the head football coach. And once again, I was just a very quick-witted smartass, and I said something, and I got the whole class to laugh. He before I got them to laugh, he goes, everybody I guess knew that I'd been roughed up by the one coach, about a month before, and so this other huge football coach who's a biology teacher goes, do you want me to come back there? And I'm like, no. And the whole class just burst out laughing. And he smiled. He was pissed at me, but he smiled. The whole class laughed, and then I shut it. And I didn't get in trouble, said the clown car. But anyway,
to this day, I'm 35 years old, and I praise that gym teacher for not fucking going to the school board, to my probation officer at that time.
Right.
I would have been gone.
Right. And you didn't get physically hurt, even though he roughed you up a little bit. You didn't get injured per se.
Oh, no. He did the right thing. As an adult right now,
great.
I would have done the same damn thing. But as a teenager, like, you just did that shit in front of all the school. So I was feeling disrespectful. All right.
I get it. I get it 100%.
And I also went to a school that was like, I was the minority. I was in Philadelphia. So you couldn't show that to the other race,
right?
Because
don't show weakness. Don't show weakness. Yeah, I get that.
Like, that was my biggest problem. Like, how dare you do that in front of everybody in that class right there? But as an adult, I understand where he was coming from. But he didn't penalize me for it. I got 5 days out of school. Don't get me wrong, but they didn't get me in trouble. But with my probation officer at that time, if I got one trouble, I would have been back in juvenile detention real quick. So. But then later on in life, I found the right girl, my wife.
Bye-bye.
I had kids. I got sober. I'm clean.
pretty cool.
I'm living life good.
Yeah,
Like miserable like
great.
you guys.
That's great. That is great.
The only
That is
time I
great.
ever got in trouble in school, in my school,
Spiritual
was when
balance.
I took a kid's pop bottle full of whiskey.
Whoa. Time out. What?
I was
What's a
I
pop
was
ball?
a pop bottle, like a 250 milliliter bottle that used to have pop in it, soda.
Tiny little thing, tiny thing.
Okay. Not like a
And
whisk.
no, it was a plastic soda bottle pop,
Okay.
like a really small one, and I'd filled it with my dad's whiskey, and I took it into school, and I was just sipping on it all day, and I got into my Latin class. I got into my Latin class, and I got chopped in by all kids because they were like, "He's drinking whiskey." And
See, we only drank vodka because it had no smell to it.
Were you getting wasted, Biscuit?
I were only sipping it throughout the day. It wasn't even full. I only put like that much in bottle.
How old were you?
14.
If I was sipping anything that had alcohol in it when I was 14 throughout the day, I would have had a damn good shine on by 1 or 2 o'clock. Did you notice anything?
No, my Latin teacher did, and he pulled me to one side and says, "So, what's that in your bottle? What you been drinking?" And he took it off me and says, "You're not going to do it again, are you?" And he didn't tell anyone. He just let me off.
What year did you graduate, Biscuit Vapes?
There's no such thing as graduation.
Oh. What year was your last year in grade school?
I was 16.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that normal?
Yeah.
And then you guys go to college after that, right?
If you want. I didn't.
So 16?
Yeah.
That's crazy young, dude.
I was 18 now. I missed a year of school because of something else, but it's usually 17 and 18 in the States.
Yeah, well, it's 16 for every child. End of compulsory school is 16.
16, okay.
And then I went to learn a motor trade. I wanted to be a bike mechanic.
Okay.
And I got screwed by the school, and they put me into customer service instead somehow.
How the fuck?
Basically, what happened was they tried to put me on a placement, and the placement I was on, it wasn't it didn't work with the course that I was doing, so they switched my course without me knowing, and I thought I was just on like the first part of the course, just learning how to do office work and whatnot. And then 6 months down the line, I'm like, what am I doing? Well, I might as well finish this now. I ended up with customer service level 2 instead of a mechanics trade course.
That sucks.
Yeah. Did you guys have trade schools when you?
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a trade college, but the school.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they had like forklift training, welding training. They had car mechanics, bike mechanics, HGV mechanics.
Yeah, like
that would have been a great thing to get into, because then you have small motor work and
yeah, that's what I wanted to do, but I got screwed by the school.
That sucks, man.
Like Smokesteve, I love cars, and I actually did cosmetic repairs on cars. I forget what the class was called. And I was doing it, and I'm like, and the guy told me that there's no money in it unless you're pulling frames, which I was good at pulling frames for. But there's no cars made in America no more, or anywhere, that have frames other than pickup trucks almost.
Right.
Yeah.
And they said straight out, like, the only way you make money in this business if you own your fucking business, which at that time I was like, I'll never own nothing, because when I was younger, I'm like, I'll never own nothing because I'll always be poor, because I've always been poor. So I went into HVAC. That's why I did that.
That's a good decision. That's a solid base.
I mean,
starting.
I am very mechanically minded anyway, because my dad's a plant mechanic, like plant machinery, like forklifts, like whacker plates, cement mixers, things like that. lawnmowers, all that kind of thing. I can service and repair all those.
Ah, that's a good
My
trade.
my dad taught me how to do it, but
Small,
I'm not qualified in the eyes of the the with a certificate per se, but I know how to actually do things.
small engine repair is good money, dude.
Yeah.
Somebody doesn't.
My dad makes a killing in summer just fixing lawnmowers.
Well, if somebody doesn't start their shit for like 9 months and the carburetor gets all gummed, you can clean that thing out in like 5 minutes if you know how to take the whole thing apart.
I think my dad said he can service and repair like about 40 lawnmowers in a day, and he makes like £60 per lawnmower.
There you go.
Yeah, pretty good. Reminds me of the old sling blade.
That's 2,400 for people who don't want to do the math. That's pretty good dough.
The old Sling Blade movie where Carl, is.
I mean, half of them only need the blade sharpening and the air filter cleaning and the possibly the pull cord changing.
Opens up the gas tank to the lawnmower, says, "Ain't got no gas in it."
Most of them just need a quick service, an oil change, and that.
Remember that movie, Sling Blade? That's one of my favorite all-time movies. That's so
It's a good
weird.
one.
It is. It's just one of the most bizarro, fascinating movies.
John Ritter did a stellar performance alongside.
Old Mr. Ritter, who went far too early, didn't he?
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
When he gave, I call him Sling Blade, but whatever Billy Bob Thornton's character was called came back.
Carl.
He gave to John Ritter's character some money and stuff for the mother and the kid.
Look out for the boy.
Yeah, it was cool because he was like, the guy has emotion. He's not just this robot. It was cool.
A complex character. The setting in the scene in the diner was just so funny. You remember that where Ritter's character was sort of halfway make a pass at Carl.
Yeah.
What's on your mind? You got any more of them? What was it? The
French fried potatoes with mustard sauce.
Yeah, well, always and the mustard, but it was the fish. It was pot. You got any more of that potted meat?
I don't know. I don't remember that specific scene, but
it was the funny scene because Ritter was trying to pull intellectual, conversation out of Carl, out of Billy Bob Thornton's character.
I think when I've got my health back and I get back into a fit shape, I'm probably going to try my hand at electrical engineering again. Like fixing electrical components on things.
Ever since the 1990s, until the present, I tried to take math courses that were based on, electronics. As smart as I am in some other things, I am not capable of enduring electrical engineering, mathematics. So good luck, Biscuit Vapes.
It's not too difficult.
Well, good. I'm glad you're.
The kind of electronics that I'd like to do is not really using mathematics. It's like replacing components, so it's just like for like.
Yeah. Okay.
You don't really need a mathematics degree to do that.
I'll buy that.
Fixing wires and things, changing power cables to a device is not hard.
Computer related or not computer?
No, like machinery, maybe mobile phone repairs or like maybe an electric fan changing power to a motor for
electrician.
The electrical cable. No, not electrician. I don't want to do house repairs. Just gadgets and electronic stuff.
Yeah, small electronics repair.
Yeah, that's computer based, right?
Well,
Sort
computers is a part of it, but mobile phones, electric tools.
You think you could change screens, dude?
Change what?
Screens.
I've done it many a time on iPhones.
High quality, good glass, everything.
Yeah. They all come ready to just take the old one off and put a new one on.
But you have to put some sealant around the edges, right? Silicone sealant.
You clean off the old glue and just put a new glue double-sided tape panel on.
Huh. No kidding.
Yeah, it's easy.
Then you trim it
Solder?
around the edges.
No, it's already trimmed. You get them ready made. You just peel the peel off and done.
So you're talking about installs, not
Yeah,
motor
installs.
control fixing.
Well, how
Yeah,
do you get the
just
broken
basic
glass
installs,
off
yeah.
the old screen?
Yeah, you just unscrew it all and then peel it off. If it's broken, basically you get the whole LCD panel with the glass on front. You don't have to peel it off the LCD. You get the whole LCD with the glass, and you just unplug the old one, and plug a new one in.
Excuse me. Fuck you, Mick Grande. Now we can carry on.
Because if you wanted to peel the old glass off and then put a new one on the old LCD screen, that would be far too difficult. You'd need special equipment to clean it, and you'd never get as good a finish as what a factory can make.
Of course.
You have to excuse me for keeping looking over that way. They got swimming's my thing, so they have the swimming on now. Finally, it's like
Swimming.
Swimming.
I hate to be antisocial, but I'm gonna take off.
What a bitch.
I'd prefer
You
to do the
antisocial,
swimming
man.
myself, I'm afraid.
I think. See you later, Last Dance.
Good night,
We're gonna
Last
end-
Dance.
We're going to
Have a
end
great
it here.
weekend.
Anyways.
Good talking to you guys. Take care.
Later, buddy.
It's
Thanks for
late.
coming.
I appreciate you holding it this long, man.
All right, gents. I think that's
Hey.
about all she wrote.
Hosting.
All right.
It's been
As
nearly
always.
3.5 hours.
I
Yeah.
hope everyone has a great weekend.
Yeah, I hope you do.
You too, buddy.
All of you. All right. Take care.
Do you guys want to continue chatting on the
No,
non-live?
Well, it's
wanna
it's
watch
very late for me. It's 3 o'clock in the
I'm
morning.
here, but if anybody don't want to stop, but that's okay.
Yeah.
It's,
We had a good
it's
talk.
3 in the morning for me. I'm ready for bed.
About 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
It's only 9:50 p.m. in
Yeah.
Eastern time. That's all I'm saying.
on.
Pussies.
I'm gonna go. Peace,
Me
guys.
too.
I'm
All right.
kidding. I'm kidding.
All right, later, guys.
See you later, Steve.
See you later, man. You're always good. Thank you. Hey, wow, it's just me left. Alrighty. Getting old and looking old. So we'll see you guys next week. No, we won't. I might be on a wacky vacation. So, you know what? We always play it by ear. Later. Thanks for being here. Love you all.